Bashers! Hey everybody, it is Friday, March 14th at 6:02 p.m. I'm 2 minutes late. Sorry, Dino, who is Basher of the Day. Yes, he is. He's in at number one in all of our hearts. Who will I bash to when nobody needs me? Dino, what can I say? You've been there from the beginning. You had us at Bash. You're the king. You're the one. Dave has the most. But you were close. You and Andrew were close to the first, that's for sure. And Dave Fahrenheit 451 is not quite sure how you did it, Dean. I was the only one to upvote and comment today. Usually take a screenshot. Well done. Well done. From king to king, as they say. And in Greece and faraway lands. Far away from what we know. The beginnings of civilization, mathematics, science and art and culture and democracy. Greece, the lands of Greece. It's Vasilios, our very own Grecian basher. The number one Grecian basher. I don't know how many Grecian bashers there are out there, but he's the only one I know. And he is the king of the Grecian bashers. You are indeed. You're the emperor. You're in at number 2. Well, you're in at number 3, to be fair, because Dave is in at number 2. Dean, Dave, and Vasilios. Mart is here. He's in at number 3. Upvoted Friday Bashers. Let the circus begin. Well done, Dean. Yeah, I just figured Friday night. Tonight I've got a rather timid affair. It's the Chateau Rocher-Calon. It's a 2020 Montagne Saint-Emilion. It's nice. It's $30. It's nothing crazy. But for your pleasure, and listen, my beauties, I have tried. Cider is not much of a thing here. It is in English bars and Irish bars, and I couldn't find Magners, and I went to 4 stores in my vicinity, and this is what I came up with, and it is from a company called Shaftesbury Cider, classic dry cider, the gold standard. Now, I don't know where this is from. I should have read the thing, but the other ones, it's okay. I don't know where it's from. It's from Vermont. I apologize that I couldn't find English or Irish cider. I couldn't find it. The selection was horrible. One was pineapple, one was strawberry. I mean, no. It's bad enough that you guys are making me drink this cider on the show, but I'm going to drink it because you asked me to. And when the big guy comes in, I will do that. And I have procured a pint glass in my freezer. So it'll be cold and all that stuff. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. But, I said, oh, cider, bleh. It's disgusting. So I will be drinking this because you want to torture me. And that's what you want. I'm not a cider person. I'm a wine guy. And in a pinch, I will drink beer. But that's about it. Other than aperitivi. I do like a spagliato. I enjoy spagliati. Let's get our Italian conjugations right before I get corrected. So I'm just not a booze guy. I'm not a whiskey guy. I'm not about me and gin. It's just not a good idea. So far, I haven't been an asshole while on gin on the show. I've done it twice, but I've been feisty. Ray, a catalog of carnage. Indeed. Yeah, that took a little doing. Would make a great heavy metal album cover. I was like, if Hitman ever gets around to it. I guess everybody does AI covers now. I would imagine. Why wouldn't they? Because you can have anything you want now for free, or for $19.99 a month is what I pay for DALL-E from the fine folks at ChatGPT who make this program that procures my thumbnails for me. It takes a lot of doing though. It takes, the better part of a couple of hours to get it to do exactly what you want. And then most of the time I have to throw it in Photoshop and make it an iBashers thing. It just happens. Renaissance is here. The entrance of the gladiators. Tra-la-la-la. Tra-la-la-la-la. It's madness because it's Friday. What are we going to do? I said, it's the show you want, and it's the show you want to forget. Because it's always the show that winds up on the other streams. Because my regular show doesn't. Because, it's kind, and we talk about cats and great people and all the nice stuff that everybody does to pay it forward. And speaking of which, an announcement. It's not going to happen right away, but it's going to happen probably the week after next. We'll see how it's working out. Our dear friend Bob Randolph has a watch, and I'm gonna go. Let me go get this right now. I'm gonna show you this. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Why are you not coming up? Did I just type that in? I didn't. Hold on, didn't work. Bob Randolph. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to get the. It's a very unusual thing, and we're going to talk about it in a very big way because we're actually going to be doing kind of an auction, and it's gonna include a charity, our favorite animal charity, and I'm not quite sure if we're going to do the LA one or if we'll do one in the New York area. Here it is. So it's a very unusual thing. So let me go search with Google, and then I'm going to do, yeah, it's a very, very, very cool watch. And it's very different for most people. And it's a watch that I knew about. I have never touched one. But check it out, kiddos. Ready? Hold on, ready? So here's what we're going to do. It's going to be like the week after next because we're just putting this all together. And this was his idea. So here's this watch, right? This is the 311304230.99.002. This is a commemorative of the Apollo 17th 40th anniversary watch. And this watch has never been worn. It is new in the box with the stickers and the tags and everything. He's never watched it. He got it when it came out. And he suggested that we bring it up on the show, see who wants to buy it, and we'll do this watch is going for quite a bit of money, but we're going to do like a fraction of that as the minimum bid on this thing. And Bob needs a little bit of to wait for him to get rid of the watch, but we're going to do 50% to charity. So that'll be thousands of dollars if anybody's interested in this, and I'll pull this off. I'm putting the feeler out there. If people think they're interested in a completely different moon watch, this is kind of has that coin vibe to it. It's a very unique piece. It was only released at 1 year, and it's been out of production ever since, and it's been selling pretty well. I mean, it's sold out everywhere. So that's been going on for the last couple of days. I wasn't able because I had a lot of stuff to deal with Rose. So I wasn't able to get back to him quick enough, but I just said, listen, I'm so sorry. I totally want to do this because it's for charity and you've been a great basher. So this watch, like the week after next, we'll do an auction to, it's brand new in the box. Like I said, it's never even been put on a single person's wrist ever. It's got stickers, all that stuff. And that is from our incredible Bob Randolph. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool way to start off, the spring season. Yeah. Eric B is like, Omega's model numbers certainly trip off the tongue. It's only the 31130423099.002. That's all it is. So fun. There's a trick, though. There's a trick to them. But anyway, I think it's very, very cool, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. If anybody's interested, we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't go, because that's what he's asking for minimally is almost nothing. And then compare it to what it's selling. So, I looked up the bylaws of YouTube and how we could do it. And it's great because 50% of that will go to charity. And that'll be thousands of dollars to our favorite animal charity. Maybe we could ask Drew B, who his favorite, because he's one of the most charitable people we know, or Gary and Susan, or any of the, Gasman 308, any of these great people that on our radar, or if you have a charity that you work with and you think it's great, we could work on that together and decide where would we like the money to go. I think it would be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful thing. What say ye all? I think it's a really great idea. Anyway, let's see who's in the room and say hello, get the magic mirror out. Kevin Landon's here, upvoted number 10. Happy Friday to Dirk, Oisin, and all the bashers working till 9 p.m. Boo. So I will watch the replay. Take care, stay safe, and be good to yourself. Steve Perry coming out of retirement. He said he's going on tour, not with Journey. I don't know. I don't think I'd want to work with Jonathan. He's a douche. Oof. Boy. Who's here but Andrew? Everybody was working for the weekend. Now we get to relax and bash. Upvote and subscribe and become a Patreon if you can. That would be nice. It's right down there. Yeah, everybody says like and subscribe. If you could, it would be amazing. It'd be amazing. This is like Sends in the clowns. Isn't it rich? Now, okay. Okay, Dean, are you in the room? Who's in the room? Joe, are you in the room? Are we going to talk about whose version of Send in the Clowns is the best? Classic song. Lots of very, very, very big people have done that incredible Stephen Sondheim song. It's one of the most beautiful songs ever. I saw the show, A Little Night Music, with Elaine Stritch. She was towards the end of her genius career, and we were watching her, and we were close enough to hear that they were yelling the lines at her from the side of the stage because she was a very old lady. I met her twice because she used to come into my bar, sadly, after she had given up drinking, because I would have loved to have served her a cocktail because she was one of my favorite kind of feisty broads. Really super cool, Elaine Stritch. If you don't know who she is, she's a Broadway legend. She was Jack Donaghy's mother on Will and Grace. She's won a shitload of Emmys. Incredible. She's the person that invented Here's to the Ladies Who Lunch. She didn't invent it, but she's the person who sang it first. Another Sondheim song. Yeah, so Send in the Clowns. Who do you think did the best version of Send in the Clowns? There's the most famous one. Then there's the second most famous one. And I don't know about, my choice is the third one because they changed the lyric at the end of the song for a reason. And we could talk about that if anyone cares. We'll find out. Andrew, I have to work the weekend. It's a 7-day work week for me because you're the king, because you're the boss. That's why you have to oversee the minions. Happy Friday, Dirk and the beautiful people. The beautiful people. And well done, Dean. Well done. Indeedy do. Melly C, our beautiful one. Thank you so much. Tesh C, oh no, rampage at the fair. What could happen? Are you going to iBashers fair? Must be the blood moon eclipse. I was up late last night. Again, I didn't go to sleep early. And I totally forgot because I was so deep in what I was doing that I forgot. I was like, oh shit, the blood moon. And I looked out the window and I saw a little sliver of it. Oh, well. Tesh C says, congrats, Dean. Dean, more money for the collection. Scary cat in the thumbnail, isn't it? Right? And we never do scary cats. I thought it might be fun. Google wants to know if I want to set my browser default as Chrome. I do not. Thank you very much. Franco Fiore is in the room. Grazie mille, signori, and buonasera. Glenn Parker, well done, Dean, and happy Friday to all you wonderful people. All you wonderful people is exactly who you are. Uh-oh. Ray _4964, Audemars Piguet opening a store on 5th Avenue. Where are they doing that, Ray _49? I'm going to have to, let's see, I'm going to say Ray _ from now on. That's it. And Shagdaddy's here. Hey, Patrick. Audemars Piguet opening up a store on 5th Avenue. That's big news because you know what? What do they have? They have one store in America, right? Is that true? I think Audemars Piguet have one store in America, so that's crazy town. I mean, 5th Avenue is a wonderland for watch nerds. I got to Easy. Where have you been? Where have you been, baby? You haven't been on the show live. He's still a Patreon and a friend, and I've had coffee with him, and he's a terrific guy. We wore each other's watches and went all over town, and went into Vempy and Boukhara, which won't be there soon. So they're opening up a store on 5th Avenue. I wonder what it's probably going to be in the old Henri Bendel's, probably. I bet that's where it's going to be. Most people say Henri Bendel. It's Henri Bendel. That was a classic store in New York City that's been shuttered for a couple of years. All these brands are going out. So Donatella Versace got the ousting from her family's brand. The fine folks at Michael Kors threw her out, and she's trying to be all diplomatic, but at the end of the day, that's not what happened. Versace, that could be it. Oh boy, Ray _ the Versace store, that beautiful ornate store on 5th Avenue and 54th Street closed. Wow, it could be that location. Listen, it's a wonderland of riches and obscene jewelry. Harry Winston is there, and Cartier is there, and everybody else is there. So it's perfect for Audemars Piguet to be there, and not to be in, some boutique, in the back, have their own presence there. And listen, Audemars Piguet got very cool, didn't it? All the rappers wear them. I mean, I don't think it makes their brand any cooler, but they're popular now. It's in the zeitgeist in the pop world. AP is hot. I don't know who did that. John Mayer? Who did that? I don't know. Louise, Louise, roses are red, violets are blue, Louise. Good evening, Dirk, and all the bashers from Ireland. Great to see you in there, lovey. Great to see you. Looking great as always. JC Kingsley live. Look at you in the room, live in the flesh. Hola, compadres and muchados. Hola to you, senor. Hola. And Mr. Fitzsimons is here. Whoop, whoop. Made it to the weekend. It's always good to make it in the weekend. Oh, you are on Machines channel right now. Oh my God. What is he talking about tonight? We didn't talk. We didn't talk at all this week. So I don't know what he's up to. He's talking about politics or whatever. Dean's here. He says, what are you throwing up for? Tell me. It's not even a full pint. Dude, I'm going to take a sip of this stuff, Dino. You know I'm going to this is going to be the joke. I'm going to open it up. It's the odds of me going, wow, this is delicious, is close to nil. But I got it because it's called Classic Dry Cider. We just don't have the selection here. I would have to go to a specialty place because nobody drinks cider here. You go to the pub, right? Go to an Irish pub in Sunnyside. They have Magners and maybe some other brand. But nobody has this stuff here. Shaftesbury cider. It sounds very English, though, doesn't it? Well, Shaftesbury. Well, have you had a Shaftesbury? The new gold standard for New England. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Can I just say I think cider's kind of gay? I could say that, right? Well, for the ladies. I think it's a lovely ladies' cocktail. Do you remember back in the day? The Irish used to say it. I don't know if the English did, but the Americans certainly never did. But when I was a kid, my parents' gang used to be fancy a sherry, meaning anything, meaning any drink, like a cocktail, a beer, a wine, a whiskey, doesn't matter. It's like fancy a sherry. I'm gonna bring that back because who doesn't fancy a sherry? I do. I'm gonna use it. I thought you Brits loved cider. They do, but he's just saying that the one I got is shite. That's what he's saying. But can I just say they had 3, and the other ones were strawberry and pineapples. So that's not happening. I'm not doing that. Ken Furby's in the room. Hello, everyone. Nice one, Dino. Congratulazione, palo. And Eric B., evening to you, buddy boy. Dirk, I'm cheating on you tonight. I'm up to me elbows in the lambing shed, but photo sent. Can I take a look? I know we don't really do much of a Bash's gallery. Uh-oh. Drew is here. Oh, look at this. Are you ready for this? Sorry, Ray. I'm preempting you for K. Because, sorry. That's just how it goes. Look, it's Kay yawning, and look at her fur growing back in. Oh my God, it's almost complete. Look at this life. Look at the life our Kay has now in her super plush chair, and without a care in the world. Oh yeah, I've got 3 legs, but I've got the best mommy, daddy, and brother ever, and 5 siblings who all seem to adore me now. Look at her yawning. Is there anything cuter than a cat yawning? I don't think so. That's our K, everybody. Drew, I don't know if you were around earlier, but I said Bob Woodward, he wants to auction off a watch. It's the Apollo 17. And what we'll do is our idea is, it's too many things going on this week, so it'll have to be the week after next. The idea is, because it's Bob, so he'll get some of it, and we'll give 50% of the proceeds to a charity. I suggested maybe your favorite animal charity, because I know that you've helped so many animals out here in the wilderness that maybe you have one particular place. Of course, the place that I used the last time we did a charity run was in Los Angeles, an incredible place. But we'll talk about it over the next couple of weeks. It's the Apollo 17. It's the last man on the moon. It's the one with the coin face. It's very interesting, new in the box, if anybody's interested. But I think I'd like to use Drew B as a barometer for how charity begins on the bash, because look at that. That's the result of open hearts and just love. And there she is. That's our K. Thank you, Drew. Drew, where are you? And then Ray sent me, he's live from the lambing shed. Now I'm assuming this is like they're going to give birth tonight. There's no shearing and or meat eating, right? Oh, geez. Martin shed. Look at this. Oh, they're going to give birth. Oh, they're pregnant, huh? So there's going to be some lambs tonight? Oh, my God. But you guys aren't going to eat them, right? Don't eat them. Oh, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dirk doesn't want to know about it. Doesn't want to know about it. But thanks. So it's not even a full pint. Let's see what he's saying. I got to catch up to the thing. So, Dean, what's the problem? Tell me what the problem is. That it's not a British cider? I mean, it could be that. I don't know. GG says, great pick of K. Yeah, because we're all mad. We're all mad for our K. We're all mad. Eric B says, worst heavy metal album cover art ever. Okay. You ready for a rock and roll story? So, I'm thinking about trying that because I don't know. He's so late. So we played this show in Germany a couple of years ago. It's like 5 years ago already. Big festival. It was really cool. And one of the bands on the bill were called Ex-Hoarder. And they were very heavy. I'm going to find the thing. And it's called Murders in the Vatican. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Slaughter in the Vatican. Okay. So I'm going to show some of the worst artwork ever. I've got great ones to talk about. So we played with this band X-Ray, and they're very lovely guys. But it turns out the guy, I said, oh, he goes, yeah, we have a new record out. I said, what's it called? He goes, Slaughter in the Vatican. I went, oh, okay. So this is the cover. I mean, my God, could that be worse art? It's the worst drawing crap. And, death metal and my band, as you guys know, I'm a big old croony homo. So no, my band doesn't sound like this, but metal fans tend to like, heavier stuff too. The heavy metal, thrash metal bands, their logos look like, somebody said, looks like a pile of sticks. It just looks like bramble. So it's always like these sloppy logos, not like Van Halen or Kiss or these beautifully rendered, no, they look like that. And this is the album. It's called Murder at the Vatican. But I'm going to show you what I think is the worst album cover of all time. And this is, what is the name of this band? We played with them. They're very nice guys. Ken Kelly painted it. Hold on. What is the name of that band? Shit. So, okay. So one of the greatest album covers ever in the history of the world is Rainbow Rising. That's Ken Kelly. This is Ken Kelly. This is one of the greatest album covers ever done. Look at this. Incredible. It's iconic. There's a wizard. It's Rainbow Rising. It's one of the greatest album covers ever created, right? Okay. So then he also did Kiss Destroyer. He also did one of the most iconic album covers of all time, Kiss Destroyer. Here, let me pull it up. Yeah, it's one of the greatest album covers of all time. He did that. He did Love Gun. He did Love Gun. That's from Melly C and Drew B and all the Kiss fanatics in the room, right? He did all these records. And then he did this one. Let me find it for you really quickly. What is the name of this band? Oh, yeah. Hold on. And if they watch the show, guys, no offense, but this album cover is just the worst thing ever. So we were on this Greek label called No Remorse Records, and they signed this band called Eternal Champion. Very nice guys, young band, and they came up with this album called Ravening Iron. I don't know what that means, but this is the album cover. And Ken Kelly only paints the women in all of his photographs. His paintings are his wife. He just passed away. This was the final thing he did. It's the worst album cover ever made in the history. He couldn't paint anymore because it's terrible. But he's got, naked women, bosoms everywhere. She's got a fig leaf covering her hoo-ha, piles of skulls, dragons, every cliche ever in the whole wide world. And I remember, because we were on the same record company, we were like kind of this, classic metal band from way back when, and they were this new thing. And we did everything for free. We did in-house art. We did it all by ourselves. They went and paid $50,000 for this. and it was the worst cover I've ever seen in history. It was so bad. So those are the worst ones I've ever seen. Tell me what you think your worst heavy metal is. Daniel, it's like drinking a Swatch watch. Why? How do you know it's garbage cider, Dean? How do you know that this is garbage? How do you know that? Because it's American? I don't know. Congratulations, we made it to Friday. Love to you all. Love to you, baby. Great to see you. Ray's doing goats and hearts. I should do a if Hardcore Shutterbug ever comes on the show live. He takes pictures of goats pretty much every day. He stops at this farm and he's got all his favorite goats and all this stuff. Dean is Daniel Gutierrez is wearing his GMT Master 2 tonight and gonna get ready for the first pour. Mega model numbers certainly trip off the tongue. They sure don't. Julie Covington. That is a very, very interesting. Per the stream title, are we sharing cocktail recipes today? No, we're drinking. We're drinking. I had a feeling you'd say Sinatra. I had a feeling you would. His is certainly not my very. Isn't it rich? Aren't we a pair? Bat attendance record this week. Hey, Bashers, it's Drew B. Oh, bad attendance this week. That's okay. You're a busy man. You have a busy life. You got things to do. Drooby doo, where are you? Nathaniel Hannon says, good to see you still sporting the gold speed. Yes, he is. Indeed, he is. And Fergal's here. Hey, Dark and the Bashers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, Fergal. I sound cool today because I took a nap this afternoon. So now I've got that Alec Baldwin thing going on. Usually I don't sound this masculine. Should I put my Fu Manchu back? Because it'll match my really cool deep voice today. JD Kingsley, been a hell of a week. Glad to be back. So glad to see you, and you're looking well. That is a killer Bill the Cat from Doonesbury impersonation. Nailed it. I don't know who that is. I know what Doonesbury is, but I don't know who Bill the Cat is. I love a cat named Bill, though. If I ever get a male cat, I'm gonna name him Bill because that's just crazy. Now, Laverne was named after Paul's cousin had a cat that they found, and they named him Vern. And it was not Laverne and Shirley like everybody thought. And we thought that was such a great name that when we found Laverne, we said, okay, you're going to be the female counterpart. Cider is the only drink I don't do. Can't stand the stuff. Yeah. I mean, I've tasted it and So are you saying that Magners is better than this? Or Bulmers? I mean, it was $5 for a can. And I actually had the pint in my hand. They had a pint version. I said, could I take one of the smaller ones off the ring? Because I didn't want to commit to 16 ounces of this stuff. It's 12 ounces. Sorry, buddy. Hey, if I love it, I'll go buy a pint. Dirk, our sheep are farmed for their wool. No slaughtering done here. Ray. Kay sends her love to all the Bashers, and our love collectively right back at her because we adore her and we know it. You know it. Look at the Bashers thumbnail without the cats. Was only like a couple of cats. There's a horse, big horse. There's a breathing fire lady, and she's breathing fire right into the iBashers logo. Looks like a Bashers thumbnail without the cats. A thumbnail. Easily some of the worst art on a cover I've seen was the body count. Oh, God, that's so bad. Well, that's his metal record, right? Right? Let's do that. Body count. That's terrible. He did a real death metal. He did. Oh, man, so bad. So bad. So bad. Let's go get that. It's atrocious. It is atrocious. Yeah. That's pretty bad. I mean, could you imagine that? You know, we never had two nickels to rub together, and we did beautiful album covers. I mean, I think we did. They got better as we, but you know, it's hard to tell. But one of the worst album covers in the history of the world. Oh, the big guy's in the room. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. Oisin O'Malley.
I'm sorry, man. I thought I didn't think about daylight savings. I thought, you know, I was
this
waiting.
Is what time you show up anyway? 6:30.
Yeah, but it's 11:30 here, not 12:30.
Oh yes,
We don't
yes.
change for
Right, for
another
another week or so, right?
week
When do
or
you
two.
change?
Yeah, a
Ah,
week or two.
right. That's grand.
Yeah, twice a year that we have to go through this. But anyway, it's grand. How's it going?
Good. I was said I was going to wait for you because Dean says enjoy the cider, Dirk, and good luck. Because yesterday on the show, everybody was talking about their tipple, right? And lots of
Yes.
cider fans. And now I've only tried cider once or twice, and I think it's abhorrent and disgusting and ew.
It's very
But
acidic.
but the dare was because there's a lot of so I said, all right, for you guys tomorrow when the big guy comes in, I'll have a cider. I'll have
No
one.
way.
So what the fuck? I don't care.
Okay.
It's not like I have to
Yeah.
suck a dick on TV or something like that. You know,
It'll probably be easier for you.
not
You
anymore.
walked into that one. Sorry.
But all right, something else and horrible. So I went to the shops, and you know all the shops in our neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't. The cider selection was horrific. There's nothing. So there was no European cider to be had, not even Magners or Bulmers or any of that stuff. So I just got
to the chopping block or whatever it's called.
Oh, I would have had to go to. Oh, if I went to Sunnyside, I would have got it for sure, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
of
They
course
would have
I would.
Magners.
Yeah, but I've tasted that, and I've already said that that's off the list because Mary Ryan used to drink that at Mr. North's shows at
Oh.
Taylor's Hall, and she goes, "Do you ever try this?" I said, "No," and I went. So I got this stuff. It's called New England Dry Cider, the gold standard. So I'm gonna get my cold glass. I'll be right back.
Okay, go for it. I'll talk to the people. Patricia's back over here. Great to see you coming on over. Hope people have come over from the other stream. Cider has rules. Jim Patterson. Magners is bloody awful, says Pia. Yeah, they call it. It's Magners in the States. It's Boomers, I think, over by us. Either way, it's garbage. It's basically acidic.
I'm laughing. I'm like, what's in my pocket? It's for Dean. It's a moon swatch. He hates the moon swatches.
Yes, that's right.
All right, here we go, boys and girls. Ugh. Oh my god,
You really gonna drink that?
I'm not. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna drink.
Fucking acid
This is to
reflux
you.
in it.
This is for you, Dean. Oh, it's very sparkly. Oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Light and sweet and
This is not sweet though.
appley.
Dry cider. Apple
Oh, it's
yes.
dry. Okay.
Dry cider. That was more because the options were pineapple, strawberry, or dry.
God.
I don't hate this.
All right. As the weather gets better, it might be a nice little sipper.
5.2% alcohol.
Okay, like a beer.
You know what it kind of tastes like? It kind of tastes like really cheap prosecco.
Kind of is when you think about it.
It tastes like, like when
Which is,
like
by the way, what you're all going to be drinking soon when champagne goes up by 200%.
Oh, I know. Well, no, so will prosecco.
Well, so will prosecco. You'll have to.
We'll be drinking
what do the
New York State champagne.
New York State what is it called? Cremant? Is it Cremant? What is it? What do they call it in the States? Just sparkling
They
wine,
call it
right?
method champenois. I mean, sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine, but they have both methods, right? So what is it? It must be Cremant.
Well, some of them say method champenois. Some of them do. What's the big brand from there is a famous brand from upstate New York. Famous to New Yorkers. Sure. And everyone on the East Coast.
Famous like the Chevrolet and the Buick.
Oh, you were so busted on that shit. You got so wronged by that. Chevrolet is one of the hugest truck sellers in Europe. I looked up all the shit. And Ford is still the biggest selling truck company in the world.
Truck?
Yeah, not their cars. Toyota is the biggest selling car company in the world.
Yeah. Figured.
Yeah.
Cheap and cheerful.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh my god, did you hit with a sheen scent, Dirk?" I was like, "I'm a big boy, kids. It's all good." we've had conversations
The
like
first
that
time I've
over.
called you an insular American.
That's not the first time. No,
Not the first time.
I don't hate this. Can I just say I don't? It's not disgusting, and it is, but it doesn't taste like a boozy drink. It tastes like a soft drink.
Right. It'll go down like I mean, you probably bought a nice version there. Magners has stripped the insides out of you.
Yeah, this is called.
You bought something classy and artisan.
It says it, like iBashers Classic. It's. I mean, just the name dry cider made me just say, okay, that's the one I obviously have to get, right? So, okay, right. Dino. Oh, look, Dean gives me $5 for that. Yeah, you better.
Please go back to the gin.
Yeah, please go back to gin. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this. You know what? It's very, very light. It is not very, very sweet, but it is very, very effervescent.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes like and it's not super like Magners taste like Thanksgiving to me or the holidays because it just tastes like apple cider with fizz in it, which I've never liked apple cider. I always thought that was gross. It's a big part of the American holiday for Thanksgiving, and then there's Martin. There's all other brands, but you see it in the autumn here, and that's about it. It's not cider is not a drink in the United States. It's very underground. People don't. That's why I couldn't find it. But he's right. Had I gone to
the Brits and the Irish drink cider,
yeah, is that the only
Irish who
cultures?
don't have any taste? Because the Irish, I mean, if you're in Ireland, you should be drinking Guinness or some decent, solid fucking beer or stout or whiskey. Be a fucking man. But a lot of dudes are like, oh, just give me a cider. They don't have any.
Give me a cider.
Yeah, they just want something sweet to get them drunk. That's all. It's just some of the Brits like cider as well.
How about that, kiddos?
It's not the classiest of the bunch, but it's all right.
Yeah. I think this can is it's hard to see, but this combination of kind of this.
Did you just buy one?
I just bought one.
You're supposed to drink 16 cans of cider. If you want the cider experience, you have to go cider all night and chug that shit until you get sloppy and start a fight in the bar.
No. So I go into E&I, up on the corner, and there's a really cute girl. She's from Asia. She's the cutest thing you've ever seen. She's very sweet. And I went up to her and I said, "Listen, I had the giant version of this." I said, Can I take the smaller one off the ring, in this 4-pack? And she goes, that'll cost you more money. I said, I know, but I'm not making that kind of commitment to that thing.
Well, you could have just thrown the rest. How much more was the other one?
The other one, this was $5. The other one was $3 for the 16 ounce.
Would it cost you less to get the big one?
It cost me less to get, but I just said, I just don't want to make that because I was really afraid of this. I was like, this is
going to ferment plants. Isn't that what people do with leftover beer and stuff? Apparently, it's good for the plants. You can just chuck it in on the plants.
You're looking right now at the screen at the guy that could tell you exactly if that's true because he's a horticulturist.
Yes.
Is that true? Can I just pour this in my basil seeds that I planted yesterday?
I'm just saying it's one of those things I heard that a little bit of beer or if you have leftover little bit, you don't want to throw vodka on your fucking basil.
No,
but it's just
something with malt or
exactly.
Or yeast.
Yeast and sugars and so on. Give a plant a little bit of a boost every now and then. It's not necessarily a bad thing if you need to dump it somewhere. Dump it there. That's what I heard.
I like that. I'll buy beer just for that. By the way, I missed out a couple of gongs. So Andrew. And Dino. There you go.
Your favorite. I'll be back in a sec because I was holding off.
Yeah. Go do your thing. Go grab whatever you got to get.
Okay.
Ray with the $10 super sticker. What can I give you? Should I do some other funny ones today that I never do?
Not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now.
That's fine. I don't hate this. Oh my God, Gallery! Life's too short, guys. Don't smoke shitty cigars. Don't drink apple piss of a drink. Only the best for the very best YouTubers. Oh, man. Oh, man. That was awfully sweet of you. Let me give you something amazing for that. Let's see. Ones I haven't done very much, right? Let's give it this one. Boom. Stewie says, drink quality, not quantity. That's why I'm having a bottle of Chateau Rocher Calon Saint Emilion, baby. It's really my favorite drink, and I really enjoy it. Thank you so much, Gabri, for a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful super chat. You're very sweet. Gin Dirk is fun. And Patricia Teague, hi, gorgeous. And wines. I drink mostly Italian ones. Me too, and French. I must admit I go French first, but I certainly have no problem because those are the only places I get my wine. I drink French and Italian, and I don't like New World wine. I don't like California wine. Sorry, Australian folks, I don't like your wine. I do not like Spanish wine, and I've had the bests. I didn't like it. Unico, I had that, and I was like, ick, gross. Mead, Jim. So there used to be this place called the Renaissance Fair, and it was in upstate New York when I was a kid, and I finally went. I wanted to try mead because I was into all things Renaissance and King Arthur and Excalibur and all that shit. So I went up there and I tried mead, and it tasted like it was syrup. It was so gross. You ever try mead? Oh,
mead, no.
Oh.
I mean, that's one of the oldest drinks in the world.
Yeah, it's what like King Arthur and those folks drank. Oh, Mart, look at that. Look at that super sticker. And Bronson. We got some cheesecake shots yesterday from Bronson. How that super chat guy for that? Because I love this guy. We knocked on the door to see he was in the basement to see if he was still alive, and she's letting him live for one more week. Uh-oh, who's coming in heavy? Uh-oh,
Eddie.
It's Eddie! Opportunity, bless my soul. I want to live that rock and roll. The best way to do a Meatloaf impersonation is fall off the cliff. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Yeah, that won't do that. Steven Tyler does that too. I can stay awake just to hear you breathing. He goes up. So funny, but
horrible.
Yeah, it's a tick. But hey, two successful guys. That Meatloaf record is one of the sickest sounding records ever. In me old college days, this would get you 2 bricks of Natty Light. Oh, God, that's the worst. And get an extra party effed up. But I'm more wise and refined now. Those were the fun days. We used to drink Black Label because there was next to the Fresh Meadows Synagogue on Union Turnpike, there was a Chinese deli that would gladly sell us alcohol at 15. No problem. They didn't care. We used to drink this stuff called Black Label and ready for this, kids? And this is along the same lines as this drink. It was called Champagne. And it was like a malt liquor drink that was effervescent and kind of had a champagne. But it came in rosé. It came in golden, and it was called Champagne. And we would drink that. This is terrible. So what are you drinking? I actually have a nice little Rocher Canon Saint Emilion tonight. I mean, not the greatest wine in the world, but $30, 5 years or 6 years old, it'll do. Nice. It's a Saint Emilion.
Well, I went over to Scavi earlier.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and they have a lot of whiskeys and stuff like that behind the thing. And I saw they had Redbreast.
Oh.
And the funny thing is they don't know how much it costs. So they just did their regular markup on it clearly. And it was 51 euros. It should be, it's like 70 to 80 everywhere.
During the, when you guys, your Christmas, remember the Christmas whiskey? I was trying to find that, and it was like well over 100 euros for me to and that's why I called the Col de Chine because I wanted a whiskey.
No, the 15 year was more. This is the 12.
Is that what it was? Okay.
The 12 is in Ireland. The 12 is somewhere around between 70 and 80.
And you got it for
And
51.
It is here as well because it's kind of considered a little fancy and artisan, but they don't know what they have. Little
Italians don't make whiskey.
So they're just like, whatever. So I saw it 51. I was like, great. I'm gonna keep going back and buying all of these bottles.
Just keep buy it all.
Yeah, I'll just buy them out of the case.
You know, I like that.
Gonna have
Thank
a
you.
smoke. Yeah, that was very nice. Actually,
That was nice.
Never
Thank
had
you.
that before.
Yeah,
it was very
good.
pleasant.
And then they'll mark it up and be like, I don't want it now.
I was gifted. Yeah, right. I was gifted
Davidoff.
these by the Zero S boys when Grain came over with the watches for me to film. And I've had a couple already, but I figured I'm going to have one tonight because I finally put out the video.
Oh, you did? Is it out today?
Yeah, I went out tonight.
Oh,
yes.
I'll have to watch it after the show if I'm not
Sure.
wasted from cider. Eddie, I owe you the biggest bang in the whole wide world. Here it goes. Okay, you gonna light it up for us right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a nice Davidoff.
Let's watch this.
It's a Churchill,
Yeah.
and he did it as a joke. You know, he's like, you know, because it's kind of an ongoing joke that they're so British and they're so into British history and
Sure.
I'm not.
Not.
You know? But I tell their
You're
stories better than any of the Brits are able to. So it's a kind of a weird dichotomy we've got going on there, weird contradiction in terms. So it's a kind of a little joke. And also he's a Collins, so his family are originally from Ireland, although he's still trying to find out his family tree, and he's absolutely in love with the Ireland videos, both parts. So anyway,
what's his surname?
Collins.
Oh, Collins. Yeah. Well.
So he came over. He was like, "Hey, I got you some Davidoff Churchills just to rub it in your face because we're making you tell a fucking British military story." I was like, "That's beautiful."
Just don't let me tell the other story.
Yeah, don't make me do that one. So, you fucker, you get me in trouble there.
TG 4.99. Have a gin, Dirkus. No sirree, Bob. I just had a cider. I didn't finish it though. You know, I moved over to the
You
wine.
get you on gin, you'd be all like, "Fuck you! A Buick is the best car in the world.
Buick is a fucking
Chevrolet." Best. I was in
Fuck
Paris,
you
all
and
I
your
saw everywhere was
Ferraris.
Chevrolets.
Anyway,
I didn't see any Peugeots. I only saw Chevrolets.
It's fucking Lancia. Fucking Lancia.
Launches everywhere.
Fucking you and your fucking launches.
You and your
You fucking
Ford in the bay.
Fiat. Now you know what this looks like now. When I look at this pint glass, it looks like you've been drinking beer all night and you weren't able to get to the restroom, so you just peed in a pint glass.
You know what? All right.
What?
The schlopps.
Is there a word for it?
The schlopps.
I don't know the word.
You don't know what the schlopps are.
No.
The schlopps are, and God, may God forgive me for delivering this information onto your ears. The schlopps is at the very end of the night when you go, you get all the glasses with the little bit of remaining dead beer, random shit, whatever it is. It could be the end of a crappy Guinness. It could be a beer that looks like that, just all dead and off and warm. It could be the end of a gin and tonic, whatever. You throw it all into a glass and you pound it. That's the schlopps. And I know people who've done the schlopps. I have never, and I've been with friends who just want to get fucked up, or they're depressed, or hate themselves that night or whatever, who go, I'm fucking doing the schlopps.
Very drunk.
And I'm like, please do not do the schlopps. I've never done it once in my life.
And so like a party, at the end of the party when everyone's gone, you just collect all the remnants. Everybody's
a party host would never do the schlopps. It's always some miserable prick who made everyone's night horrible, who everyone is waiting to leave, and on his way out he just goes into the kitchen, grabs a bunch of shitty glasses sitting around the sink and throws all the shit together and pounds it just to knock himself out in this taxi ride on the way home. That's what the
so it's a
is
mission.
for.
It's a mission statement. Boom.
Yeah, it's boom, fuck you, fuck the world, fuck off. I'm getting hammered. I'm gonna get arrested. That's the
Oh, it's
schlop.
that bad. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a very depressing place to be. It's when you literally do not care. There could be someone's lipstick in it. There could be a fucking
spit. Somebody spit in
a
it.
cigarette. Yeah, well, there's plenty of spit because it's backwash from people all night.
Mm.
And yeah, yummy. There could be a cigarette butt in it. They don't care.
That's
Schlops.
terrific. The schlops.
The schlops.
We learn
It's
something new
disgusting.
every day.
It's disgraceful. The shit that the Scots and the Irish get up to sometimes. Sorry, Scotland, for dragging you into this, but you guys are just as gross as we are sometimes. I'll never forget years ago in Italy, a million years ago, when Train Spotting came out, the Danny Boyle movie, right?
Sure.
When that came out, we were here in Italy, and we went to a cinema that were showing English original, language films, because that was very hard to find at the time. On a Monday night, every Monday they were showing in lingua originale, right? The original
language. Yeah,
language.
Cool.
And we went along with a bunch of kind of posh Italian girls, and we all laughed. We laughed our asses off because that film was it's a masterpiece. The girls laughed at how obscene it was. And we all came out, and the girls were like, but people like that, they don't really exist, right? That's completely fabricated. Oh, yes, they do. What? Heroin fiends in Edinburgh and Glasgow? Yeah, who fucking will take speed on their way to a job interview and pound beers and beat the shit out of American tourists in the loo and try on their jackets and so on. I'm like
100%.
100%.
100%.
They had no idea that sort of thing existed.
Is real? Sure.
When the guy he has his he stuffs his he's trying to get off the sauce or whatever you call it, the skank. Yeah, and he
which is the best word ever in the whole world.
And he sticks up these things in suppositories in his ass.
Oh, yeah.
And they come in, and then he goes down into the loo after them, looking for them. The girls are like, "There's no way anyone would ever do that."
Sure, there are.
Have you ever seen a men's bathroom in Dublin?
Do you know the ladies' bathrooms are the worst? Having been a barman my whole life. Yeah, I mean, it's a very famous thing that people don't realize, because guys pee on the wall and they pee, they don't have great aim and they're drunk, and that happens. But the ladies' room is where the absolute horrors are. Like every horrible, imaginable thing that could be inserted into one's body is found on the floor there. And it is a war of shrapnel.
They don't throw it on the floor.
Yeah, they do.
Oh God!
I've had to clean 1 million toilets at El Rio Grande. Those girls were to Tiffany and Bethany were so fucked up on margs. They were so marged.
Not to get too graphic, but is there a lot of red color? Oh boy!
I have found pregnancy kits on the floor there, like the little ones. Yeah,
my heart hurts.
Yeah. Well, you've been to that bar 1,000 times. You saw that as I'm quoting one of my favorite movies ever. Usually one needs to go to a bowling alley to meet ladies of her caliber. John Gielgud, Oscar, Arthur. This is the greatest thing. People actually live in this dwelling.
Arthur, he's the best. He was the best. Just the two of them bouncing off each other. God. I need to go back and watch that. Gielgud and Arthur. I need to watch that film again.
Oh, it's so good, man.
It's so clever.
He goes, don't you just hate Perry's wife?
I think the right woman could get you off drinking. Have to be a very big woman. I don't ever drink alcohol. Oh, that's great. You must always. What does he say? No, sorry, I fluffed it. You must never run out of ice.
Yeah. It is one of the funniest movies ever made. It's freaking genius.
So I didn't know that about. I thought ladies' bathrooms were all civil and lovely, and
maybe in the 40s and the 50s there were
stuff like that in the corner.
Yeah,
and I know it's a messed up thing that ladies' bathrooms and men's bathrooms are the same size, or roughly the same
Now
size.
they are. They didn't used to be.
Because I mean, women have a lot more needs in the restroom than we do.
Right. Do you remember
what I
as
mean?
a child when you would go out to a restaurant or whatever?
Like you go to any
theater.
nightclub, any concert, anything, and there's a line a mile long for the ladies,
Sure.
whereas the guys are in and out and in and out.
Yeah,
that's
got a urinal. It's the greatest
That's an
thing ever
error in
invented.
a social construct right there.
Yeah.
Right.
But there used to be a salon. Like you'd walk in the ladies' room, and there'd be like, even in my dad's bar on Queens Boulevard, he had a small room with a mirror and 3 stools, and then the toilets. The women used to have a place to go do their business and then come out and fix their hair and check their lipstick or whatever. And that used to be the way it was. And then, of course, the 60s happened and the 70s happened and everybody went off the
Juvie. 100% Redbreast 12 is better than Macallan. 100%. Macallan is a pumped brand. Macallan is a fine whiskey, but it is way overpriced. This is way underpriced. Some Irish men, Danny, my friend, who
that one is
all those big bars downtown in New York City. His theory is that it was down to the Brits suppressing Irish produce and pumping Scottish over the Irish to beat the Irish down. It was like a sort of an economic oppression, or whatever you might call it. The correct words escape me. But anyway, so some people have a conspiracy theory about it. This quality of whiskey, if it was Scotch, would be $300.
Is that good? I wish I liked whiskey.
That would be $300 bottle. And honestly, there is also the difference between the smoky based, peaty based,
stuff.
Scottish stuff. Well, even a Macallan, it's not peaty like a Islay, but it's still got that Scottish thing going on. Whereas the Irish whiskies are based on honey. They're warm. They're like a lovely furry cat purring up against your neck. That's what a Redbreast is, baby. So all the way. Did you get to Nathaniel?
No. I gotta let me pay some bills here. Hold on. Yeah. Danny Gutierrez, $4.99. Have a hand of a gin Dirkus. No, I'm definitely not a cowboy. No gin. Nathaniel Hannon, $20. The reason monks are so good at making alcohol is that the rule of Benedict guarantees that every monk booze every day. 1,600 years later, isn't it true? They invented everything. What did the
everything?
Monks want? They had all of it.
They were the first to ferment. I mean, they invented champagne and everything. Hey, by the way, just a sidetrack. Can you hear the bell? Can you hear the bell? I should take off the audio. Or is it echo cancellation? Can you hear it now?
Oh, yeah.
They have the bell back. The big one.
Oh, what were they repairing it?
Yeah. The big monster.
Just you got a window right behind you. Open it up.
Yeah, it's open.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah, but it's a very low.
It's very distant.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Is that in the Campanile?
That's in the.
Is in Piazza San Marco.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
The whole city we can hear it. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was next door.
Oh no, they stopped doing these at like 8, 9 in the evening.
Oh, okay.
That's she's huge and everyone can hear her. But it's the best thing in living in Venice. It's the best thing.
Know. It's very, it's very Italian.
No, but
it's beautiful. I agree. Yeah. It's romantic.
At midnight, it's just so soothing and it's so large. Like that's a bell that doesn't move. Some bells sway and move.
Oh,
that one doesn't move. This thing it's like one of your gongs that I set up for your super shots. They just hit a thing off and it just
sure.
And it's just the whole city reverberates in a very gentle way. I mean, in the piazza is a lot louder, but everyone can hear that. And it's a beautiful way to close the day.
Agreed. It's haunting and mysterious.
Yeah, it's haunting
so
and
Venetian,
mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just want to put your cloak and your mask on and go running through the piazza.
Right. Yeah.
or be followed.
Sorry, you can get back to your super chat.
No, I like it. Nathaniel Hannon, 20 balloons. let's give you that's big. Let's go super chat guy because we like to dominate. Thank you, kind sir. Gabri with AED 100. Dirk, the very first day you and Paul relocate to Italy, you will forget the taste, the smell, and even the name of French wines. Listen, he doesn't get at. Listen, I know yes, of course, it'll be a treat to have a French wine once in a while, But I mean, obviously, Italy's got great wines, and we love them. We love the Italian ones, but at the end of the day. There is
every now and then we'll crack a French and you'll be like, oh baby, I missed you so much.
Yeah, like because he was living on Italian wine for a while, and then when he opened up a French, he went, that's the stuff.
I live on Italian wine every single day, and when I do treat myself, I normally treat myself to French.
Yeah,
because I'm sorry, the French cheese and wine is superior. Nothing wrong with Italian. I love Italian.
Sure. Lots of stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, the cheese and the wine is,
French cheese is superior to everything in the world.
For sure.
No one comes close to the French cheese. Italians make beautiful cheese, but it's just not on the same level. And
it's cuntier.
It's way cuntier. It's all small and little wrappers, like tiny little straw things with wrapping, and stuff like buying little jewels. And
it's like buying little jewels. Yeah.
And it's not pasteurized crap, and their fucking wines are just because they figured out minerality before anyone did, and not for nothing, the Italians took their methods.
Sure.
Because Italian wines were all made in shit for years, and then what was it? Elio Grasso went over because he was right next to the French border,
right?
And he was in Langhe region. And he went over and borrowed a few fucking French oak barrels and tried it out the French way. And now we have Barolo. So I'm sorry.
It's crazy about Barolo.
He's really bad right now.
But listen, I'm gonna have no problem drinking all that Italian wine. no problem. And you know what I'm gonna love about it? Paying €3 for the bottle. That'll be the best part. Because this isn't even a great Saint Emilion, and it was $33. Right. 33. That's what it costs us here. And we all know this. We've all drank 1,000 bottles of this. It's nothing.
You can get a great bottle of Italian for €13.
Yeah, like a magnificent bottle. Yeah,
like a very nice, not magnificent, but very nice. Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Italians and the French, even when you buy the shitty Bordeaux Superior, listen, they're still good, man. They're still good wines. They know how to make the wine. You buy a shit California wine, it tastes like a shit California wine.
You have to spend at least $50 from California. At least.
You have to.
California wines are magnificent when you're up there. Mm-hmm. You're doing a Screaming Eagle or a Colgan or an Opus. You're up there. But if you're not paying 50, 60 a minimum, you will get the biggest headache, the blackest teeth.
The blackest teeth.
It's gross. It's ugh.
I mean, you can always tell when people have been drinking shitty wine because they got the purple teeth. There's nothing worse than having to brush with baking soda after because you've had a night of shitty wine. It's the worst.
What's going to happen there? Like, are the tariffs really going to happen? And then you guys can't buy.
No, because he says he does this stuff, and then he goes, "Oh no, we're not going to do it." It's just
posturing. Yes,
he pulls out somebody else's cock and throws it on the bar, and then the guy puts it away.
It's saber rattling. I can see that.
That's all it is. Yeah.
It's what the giveaway. Here's the giveaway. He's always talking. When you're busy at work, you don't have time to meet with the press, but he's constantly got time to meet with the press. There's the giveaway.
That's all he wants posturing. Is the press.
Yeah.
There is no life outside of the press.
It's all about posturing. He understands that the markets are fickle and superstitious, which is such a bizarre thing I can't get my head around. It's one of the reasons I don't trade in stocks at all. I hate the fact that it's all based around superstition and fear and fear of missing out and all of that shit. It's all to do with confidence. The markets are everything to do with confidence and nothing to do with the economy. And he knows that because all his buddies are Wall Street guys. So he goes out and he shakes the tree, he rocks the boat, and he sees how the markets react to what he just said. because these guys are coming in their suits in the morning, and it comes up on they have all their computer screens, and one of them is the fucking news, and it's like, this morning Trump announces new blah blah blah, and then they see all their fucking ticker shit change and their graphs change.
Yeah.
And
well, everybody hits the panic button.
Yeah.
Because he's the president of the United States, and whatever comes out of his mouth is going to shock the market. Yeah. I've decided to put a tariff on all dairy products.
Doesn't matter whether he means it or not.
No,
it'll still have an effect. That's why I hate it.
Because that effect happens at the end of close of the day.
Right.
It all happens, because it's a panic button. You've seen how, like, they don't have it
usually,
anymore.
I mean, the meaningful trading happens before noon. All the meaningful trading. I know. I have a bunch of guys who did that stuff. I had the office downtown, was right around the corner from there. And those boys are at 11:30 would come into me and go, come on, we're going for steak and wine. I'm like, it's fucking noon. I need a cappuccino and a hug. And they're like, no, we're going for steak. We just made 90 grand, or we just made 100 grand.
Yeah.
And then when they're silent, it's because they lost 100 grand or whatever. And that was back when Trump was in his first term, and they were delighted. They were like, oh, great. What did he say about UPS? Oh, fuck it. Great. Let's short UPS. Let's do it. He's our boy.
Let's short UPS.
Yeah. That's what Jonathan did all the time, by the way, shorting. I always said, you'll rot in hell for that someday. That, Jonathan. Shorting is betting that the guy is going to lose. That's
of course. That's what that's what do you think happened in the noughties? That was just the ugliest thing ever. Those guys, because of the dearly departed Jewel and what she did for a living, she would get called at 3:00 in the morning because her bosses, who are I don't say who they are on the show, but one of the most powerful financial people in the world, and they would have to be in the office at 3 a.m. because of certain things that were happening in the Asian markets, because that's when the real shit starts to fucking happen. And
John was up at 4:30 every morning.
Yeah, they have to be.
By breakfast, he
it's already happened if you get up late.
Yeah. It's already happened.
Yeah.
Which is why the traders over here in Europe always have a little extra advantage, because it isn't that fucking early for them.
No.
The New York guys and the LA guys, they have to be up. They probably just stay up. Just do a line of coke and stay.
They're just doing a shitload of
do
blow.
The trade. Yeah.
Yo, Roger. Beijing in 4. Okay.
Yeah. But actually, New York is kind of the center. I mean, that dictates what happens on Wall Street. Kind of dictates a lot of what happens in the world there with that whole thing. Anyway, this is what Trump is doing, and as I said, the tell is, you see him every day on the news. Think of any other leader. Usually they're busy off doing real work.
He's not doing it.
He's not doing it. He's just out there saber rattling.
Saber rattling to now his selected people that he wants in the room. The people who are going to report exactly what he wants now. Jesus Christ.
Elon's going down, man. If that stock goes under $100, it's over. It's over. For Elon, because he bought Twitter on credit against.
He bought Twitter
Tesla
because he knew that this
he didn't have the 44 billion.
No.
He bought it from credit, so he's if it goes down. I mean, maybe it won't. I'd love to see it go down because I hate the fucking piece of shit.
Twitter. I didn't know that
not Twitter, Tesla.
Oh, Tesla,
and Elon in general.
No, what will happen is he didn't invent that company anyway. He bought it. So he will get ousted from that company. And then that company will be able to continue without the baggage that is like,
right, because he was baggage with PayPal, he was baggage with X-Bank.
Mm-hmm.
He's baggage wherever he went. He's just a litigious dickhead. That's all he is. And it turns out you can make a lot of money if you do that.
But the reason why he's made so much money is because he's on the spectrum and he doesn't care. So he just goes for shit. He's way more daring than people because he doesn't weigh the real consequences. This guy should be sitting in a hole underground in the worst prison ever because he's a psychopath criminal.
Did you see what he said on Joe Rogan recently? He's like, I swear to God, this guy discovered Ayn Rand finally in his life, right? He discovered Atlas Shrugged or The Fountainhead or something, right?
Yeah.
And he said that the main weakness in society is empathy.
Wow.
which was written by the most ugly, horrific.
You don't think
little
Cheyenne Rand was
woman.
as hot as hell? She looked like a shoe.
That's my theory on her. Like, she looked in the mirror every day and went, "Fuck it, I'm gonna write a book about selfishness."
Yeah.
And like man,
The individual.
Like man needs to be told to be more selfish. I don't know if you've been paying any attention, darling, but it's funny because he said empathy is the main weakness of man, and this is something. I mean, great writers, people who observed the Holocaust and so on over years, described pure evil as the lack of empathy.
Well, what is the definition of a sociopath? Someone who is without empathy.
Empathy.
They can't even conceptualize it in their brain.
So this guy goes on Joe Rogan as damage control because he did that, right? He went out straight with his hand.
No, he did.
With his
He did the full on.
Yeah, the full on palm down,
full on,
the whole thing twice,
yeah.
right? And
he, yeah, baby.
Right, he fucking went for like the lads over here. All the fucking
guys, it
fascists
was not
all
the
like,
droids we're looking for.
They all started jerking off to that. But he went on damage control on Joe Rogan to fix his image, because that's what you do these days. Apparently, you go on Joe Rogan and you bare your soul so people see that you're really a good person on the inside. And he says into the microphone, the main weakness of man is empathy. It just went from bad to
I would say,
worse.
Get the fuck out of my studio.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe Rogan's got 350 million in the bank. He sold that to Spotify, right? He can tell anyone to get the fuck out of his office.
But you know what Joe doesn't do? He doesn't do that, and he should.
He should.
Because he's a big... I've never liked Joe Rogan. I've never liked that guy. I know I got a lot of flack when I called that guy a meathead, but you know what? He's a fucking meathead, and fuck him. Fuck Joe Rogan. I can't stand him. I watched that show. He's such a flip-flopper.
Yeah,
he loves to suck up to whoever's across the fucking table. You know what?
That's
you got
true.
Great taste in watches, and you look like a fucking salamander. So fuck you, Joe Rogan. Nathaniel Hannon, here's a big bang boom for you. I gotta pay the bills with my beautiful people. Dirk, the very first day you imposed. Oh, here we have. That's what we were on. 100. Here's a big bang boom for you. Let's do the monks. I never do that because it rattles. Thank you.
You see the way that bell barely moved.
Barely.
That's what we got here. That thing is 3
That's why
they.
That's why all the great bells crack. That's probably what happened to yours.
Yeah,
Because
probably cracked.
they crack when they're so big and heavy and they don't move. That's why the whole bell technology, because that's really a thing. If when it hits it, it's got to have a certain amount of velocity or they will crack. Like the Liberty Bell was cracked. You know, they didn't know how to make bells back in those days. They had to go to Italy and get great bells, or France. Time to unwind.
It's called campanology.
Is it called campanology?
You're a campanologist.
But did you just make that up? Or is that really the word?
No, I just looked it up as you were saying.
So like in the
we're really talking about campanology right now. But I don't know. Cool? I didn't know. We're really talking about bells and
we're like the bell in the campanelle.
All of a sudden, we're like talking about science of bell. We just went from Elon Musk being a dickhead to the science of bells in 3 seconds flat. And
Didn't you know how smart you were?
Campanology.
It makes sense.
Campana is the bell.
Well, campo is field, so I guess it all comes from that, right? In the middle. That's interesting.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I don't know where the word
campanelle is the bell tower, right? A campanelle,
yes.
Right? So does that come from like being in an open field, like a piazza, a campo?
That it can communicate across wide spaces of fields and farms?
We're going to have to delve deep and get back to the viewers on that.
Maybe
our next big thing, fuck watches. We're now campanologists.
We're campanologists. We're going to start a Campana channel. You know that round tower that was in my Ireland Part 1, where I go down to Glendalough, had three purposes. You know, one of course was defense, so the Vikings would come and pillage their fucking monastery. But the first one was to ring bells, because from up high, the sound travels. I mean,
Sure.
I think these are things that we take for granted these days, no problem. But back then, they had to get up real high to ring a bell so people 2 miles away could hear a distant bell and know it was time to go to church.
It just goes to show you how far we've come in such a short period of time.
Where's
now
all-
you could shit on Twitter and like 30 milliseconds later, your ex-girlfriend just got that message. Meanwhile, back in the day, in order for you to know it was time to go to church, you would hear a bell way off in the distance.
Way off, and you start walking 2
You'd
miles.
start walking the 2 miles. Time to unwind. £4.99. Dirk, remember me? Of course, time to unwind. Who doesn't forget your Rolling Stones logo? Ozempic. Dude, I want to do Ozempic too.
60
I'm gonna
pounds,
fucking do it.
wow.
60 pounds. Believe me, I'd rather eat and suck Nico's toes than go back there again.
Back to 60 pounds heavier. Well, you're
Yeah.
carrying, it's all that you're carrying. You take 10 steps up a stairway and it's like carrying a child on your back or
It's a
something.
lot of pounds, man.
It's just a
60 pounds.
constant weight on you every day. And obviously that disappointing thing every time you look in the mirror and so on, or you can't put on a shirt that you used to
that you
love
want to wear, or
It's just a
jacket.
constant like a nagging in your ear. When
Mm.
you finally lose that weight, all of that stuff is lifted off you. I used to be really, really heavy back in
Me
my
too. Me too.
early 20s. Yeah.
Yeah, I was 230 at one time, and when I was 18, I lost 80 pounds, and I've gone plus 10 minus 20, plus 20 minus 20 ever since. But never.
And how do you
back to that?
and how do you fix that depression, that disappointment when you see yourself in the mirror? You eat, right? So it's a vicious circle.
Yeah,
Because you're looking for some sort of endorphin, some sort of happy, short-lived happiness, and you get a Cinnabon at the airport that you arrived at. that's what's his name? The
Cinnabon.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
He's like, the Cinnabon. There's no one happy in that line waiting for Cinnabon.
No,
And it's all the
there's no one
same.
happy.
It's all the same dude, overweight guy who's losing his hair, going, "Oh my god, I'm getting a Cinnabon," and he's like, "I got a Cinnabon at the airport I landed at, not on the way out. The one I landed at." It's just like
That's
the
the word.
ultimate depressed
No
guy
one-
who's just
who the
lost.
fuck buys food when they land
Yeah, you want to get straight in that cab and get the fuck home.
out of there?
It's like
That's
your
so
own fridge is 20
What is a
minutes
Cinnabon,
away.
by the way? I've seen them, but what is
It's
it?
like a big stupid swirl. You should watch the Louis C.K. thing on it. And it comes with this little extra thing of sauce you can put on it, hot.
Oh,
And he
can I
goes,
just-
"There's no way that's not jizz. That's totally jizz. That's completely male jizz." He's like, "Oh, do I want the extra jizz? Sure, I'll take the extra jizz." You got to watch Louis C.K.'s stuff on that, man.
I do watch
Have you
Louis
on the
C.K., but oh
floor.
my god, I just can't handle when people use the word jizz. It's like, oh no, he just said jizz. Congratulations on your 60 pounds. Send me. Let's celebrate you, man. It's you. That's amazing. That's amazing to lose 60 pounds. Congratulations on that, and I wish you the best health. And most of all, I wish you happiness, because look what you've achieved. I've been fat. He's been fat. You know what? I'm much happier. Like Cher says it best. I've been 20, I've been 30, 20 is better. Because I've been 50, I've been 60, 50 is better. She goes, I've been 110 pounds, I've been 150 pounds. She goes, 110 pounds is way better. It's so true. And you know what? Like, you can
It's not
celebrate.
just how you look. It's
It's
not
how you-
just how you.
no.
It's not just your health. There are so many other little
many
things
things.
that are just.
It's how you
constantly
feel
there.
every day when you
Yeah.
wake up. And like he said, and this is so true, most of us, unless you're Paul Stipkovich, nobody's gone through it. When you put on a shirt from 10 years ago and you're like, oh God, what happened?
Yeah,
Because he's the only guy that fits in that shirt.
he still fits in the shirt from 10 years ago.
He's gained about 10 pounds since I've known him, which is 36 years. So he probably weighs about $155 right now.
The worst thing is skinny girls. God knows I've dated tons of them. And people go, "Oh, that's because she works out." Now I'm like, she's never fucking worked out in her fucking life. She eats cake
She
in
does a lot of
bed.
flow.
We have sex, and then she goes out and gets cake at 1 a.m. and eats it in the fucking bed.
Yeah.
Some women are just born with these fucking
Men too. But it's genetic. Listen, it's a genetic crapshoot. You know, like you and I are both mesomorphs. We're in the middle. There's an ectomorph, mesomorph, and you know, like we're both kind of, you know, like I've always had a big chest my whole life.
Sure.
And guys used to come up to me and go, Kennedy, what are you trying to start a fight?
They give you that thing right there.
Yeah, they go like this.
It's the most annoying thing in the world
Yeah.
is that
We start a fight because I walk around like this, and they're like,
the two fingers right there in the upper chest. Like,
yeah,
the fuck is
yeah, because I've always had a big chest. So they're like, oh, well, you think you're a fucking tough guy, huh? I'm like, no, I don't.
Oh, because you had the aesthetic of a
because I'm just because I'm
right.
A masculine-y kind
fighting
of guy.
Irish.
Little did they know, but so like they go like this guy goes.
Little did they know that you were like, do it again.
Yeah. Can I do it back? Anyway, so I'm going to give you the biggest bang boom that I have because congratulations. And it's great to see you back in the room, by the way. And I'm so happy. And no one in the world, I don't know how much Nico's paying his wife, who I'm assuming is a former Slovenian prostitute. No one in the world would ever suck Nico Leonard's toes because he is
a poor thing.
He's just man, and that guy takes his shirt off on his show. I've seen it. Yeah. I don't take my shirt off, and I need to lose 10 pounds. And I don't take my shirt off in public places because you know what? I feel fat. So anyway, this is for you, buddy. You deserve it. This is the one I don't use, but you know what? I think it's enough time. I just have a couple to get through, and then we can get into the Dastardly. Did you see how I titled the show today? It's the show you want and the show you want to forget. That's today's show. Because we're gonna say shit that winds up on the hate stream, and they're gonna be like, Dirk shit.
Good luck to them.
So I decided to say the most salacious things I could. Like I said, you and I should talk about like make up a scenario that's really fun. Fuck you, Oisin. I've had it. Let's do a screen cap. Ready? Fuck you, man. I'm done with your shit. Okay?
We've never had an argument.
No.
We've never had a fight. We've had a few disagreements, but
we disagree, and then we have a drink and a smoke, and we're done. Yeah. But the only argument I can ever remember is before you knew who my sister was online. You said you called her the C word, and I confronted you at your brother's dinner party.
I didn't call her the C word. I said I thought I was speaking to some C word.
You didn't know who she was,
and but I didn't call her the C word. I said, oh. I thought I was just talking to some blah, blah, C word. And she went, did you just call me?
Right. So I got all brotherly protecting my big sister. And that was the only time we've ever had a thing. So, like, make up what you guys want. It's fun. No, it was 2 minutes. It was 2 minutes. I felt bad, though, because I'd only known you for a couple of years at that point, and your mother was
My mother was here.
I'd like to talk to you. I said, I'd like to talk to you outside. Well, that was it. Congratulations, time to unwind. No, we've never had a fight. We've just not, because what are we going to fight about?
It's going to be very difficult for us to have a proper real fight.
No.
I mean, if we haven't had one yet, it's very unlikely that I mean, it's been tried and tested over and over again. You know what I mean?
It's like, listen, I've been in a relationship with Paul for 36 years. And when we were younger and fierier, we would have, when the flame was high and youth is wild, we had fights. We don't fight about anything because we have a commonality now. There is this desire.
You guys used to have fights? See, I find that hard to believe for two reasons. The two reasons are Dirk and Paul. They're the two reasons. You're a peacemaker. Paul is a negotiator. He's and a solution finder.
He's a lawyer. So between that's his nickname, the lawyer.
Yeah, right. So between the two of you, how the fuck is there gonna ever?
Oh, because his lawyering is one of the most annoying things you've ever fucking had to deal with in your life.
Okay.
I mean, my God, when he starts his arguments, you just want to go. But listen, he's a very, very level-headed and sensible person who is not flowery. We're Irish people. He is he is a Croatian Italian. He's an
Yes.
Italian. He is facts first, and we are
Yeah.
artistic, flowery language people, and we like to paint things. I could talk a dog off a meat truck. He says 3 sentences, and they stick like the sharpest Japanese blade ever.
He'll only ever say anything when there's something really to be said.
Yeah, or he won't say it at all.
He won't say anything. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's actually a very masculine feature. I wish I had that.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I'm very lucky that I do. You know, I've always said, like my parents. My dad died. My mom died, and then my dad died very soon afterwards. Like I've never been single.
No.
Never. No. I mean, when I was a teenager, you know, we met when we were kids, pretty much. You know, so I don't know how to be single. Like you know. I think there's a certain kind of toughness that you establish when you have had to do everything for yourself. Obviously, it's an amazing life lesson. But man, like, you know, like it's very, very, I can't even imagine like if I became a widower or something like that, what would I do? Would I want to go out and I'm going to fuck all the twinks? No,
you'd just be like, I'm gonna drink the wine and the coffee and
I'm gonna pick every cat off the street and take them home. That's what I'm gonna do.
You should go to Istanbul.
Oh, I know, but they won't let you because there's so many rules there. It's like Greece. Like, don't feed them, but don't touch them. You're not allowed to take them.
Oh,
yeah, because those cats are sacred to them. I know that culture. I talked to your sister about it. She's amazing.
Yeah, the footage all over the internet of that.
I watch
they're completely by themselves and independent, and it's they're everywhere, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, like when I was in Greece, 5 years ago, I saw all the stray dogs and cats, so I went to the local pet store and I bought a backpack. Of course, we all know I hate backpacks and flip-flops, but I was on a mission. I filled it up with cat food and dog food, and I started to walk around, and I was stopped by an owner of a shop, and he goes, something in Greek, and he goes, oh, you're English, you're American? I said, yes. He goes, don't feed the pets, don't feed them. And I said, why? He goes, the truck comes and feeds them 3 times a day. So Greece was going through this economic crisis. They were going through a tourist crisis, and they're like, no one's in the bars, no one's in the restaurants, they don't have enough to feed themselves. The people who created democracy, the people who created all mathematics, all this stuff, you know what they do? They have an actual civic duty to feed all the stray animals, and trucks go around throughout all the neighborhoods, and they feed and chip and collar all the unaccounted animals. So I took my bag and I gave him the food, and I said, can you give it to guys? I'll give it to the guys in the truck. And I thought, like, me, Mr. American, I'm going to be so charitable. No, they already had it down, like the people in Turkey do. It's like amazing. A stray cat here, you know, is left to his own devices. But in Greece and Turkey and other amazing European countries, there's a provision for them, which is incredible.
God bless them.
God bless them. Eddie, $5 sounds like a dare. I may go out to a random bar tonight and do a 2 a.m. schlopps. Eddie, please don't do that. But you can do a couple of skanks if you want.
You know who does the schlopps? There's only one time I've ever seen the schlopps.
Somebody I know?
No, in American culture, was in the film Sideways with Paul Giamatti.
Oh no, it's that.
And he gets rejected for his book, and he comes back into the winery, and he's like, hit me again. Like, and they're like, if you want a bottle, just go to this is not a bar, this is a winery. And of course, there's a spit bucket, and he takes the spit bucket and he throws it over his face. That's the closest thing I've ever seen.
I hate that movie, and I don't hate it because it's bad. I hate it because it's so pathetic.
It's very sad.
It's so sad.
I showed that movie to the sassy Staten Island girl years ago. She laughed her face off for the entire movie. Loved it. I showed it to my daughter, and she was extremely depressed. She's like, "That's the saddest film I've ever seen."
Is a normal person,
right? Lydia
like, and she, Staten Island, is not. Yeah, we can talk. Can we talk about her? We won't say her name. Can we just talk about it? So I was approached by a girl one
You
night.
told this story before.
Did I on the show?
You keep telling the story over and over again.
Well, I'm old. I have Alzheimer's. Of course, I do that. Anyway, well, to make a long story, any person who introduces themselves as multi-orgasmic is not a normal person.
Yeah,
That's
she
it.
was
So,
multi-orgasmic.
But your daughter was I talked about Lydia the other day. We were talking about cinematography on regular iBashers.
Mhm.
And I was talking about, how I'm a big fan of film, but Lydia is embraced Ari and all the digital stuff. But when you have, it doesn't really matter.
She's trained. That's
Well,
her
she's
job.
trained. No, I'm just saying she's full on digital, and that's great. She's a fan of film and
Yeah.
stuff. But listen, this is the modern thing. This is where it's going to go. Nobody's recording albums on 2-inch.
Oh, there's
tape
no
anymore.
question.
No,
Yeah.
there's no question. But films are getting better. Like Conclave looks like film.
If you're doing Panavision, Conclave was incredibly, amazingly shot. If you're doing film, you're a weird arty person with way too much money.
Yeah, you're Christopher Nolan.
It's not even on the menu to be doing that. By the way, Chris Nolan is filming his new film right now, and it's near a holiday destination. I think in Greece, is it, or in Croatia or somewhere? And
what's it called?
The name is gone, but of course, this guy doesn't like CGI, so he builds the ships and he gets the castles in the background that are real castles and stuff. And but it's near a tourist destination, so there's tons of people all over Instagram filming in the morning, opening their curtains in their Airbnb, going, "Look, Chris Nolan's filming them." So it's all over.
It's the Odyssey.
It's the Odyssey. That's right.
Oh my God.
Well, unfortunately, Matt Damon's in it, but okay.
So is Zendaya.
Yeah.
And Tom Holland.
Here's my
Two
question.
people I don't care about.
Here's my question.
Go.
Why does this guy is all powerful? I mean, Hollywood will do anything he wants. They give him all the money he needs.
Yep.
Why can't he hire unknowns? Why can't? But
he could.
Tarantino does it.
Tarantino does it every day.
He makes stars overnight. Tarantino's
best thing is he takes great actors from yesteryer and brings them back and gets them Oscar nominations.
Right. Jackie Brown. But
oh my God.
But this guy will see talent and just go, okay, I'm hiring them. And all of a sudden, Christoph Waltz goes from being an unknown Viennese actor, Austrian actor. I don't know if he's Viennese. I don't know how I said
he
that.
is. He's from Vienna. Absolutely. 100% he is.
Okay, I didn't know. And all of a sudden, he's doing theater. And next thing, he's in the biggest movie in the world. And he's just changed his life. And he deserves it because he's incredible. And he's multilingual and all of that stuff, right?
Speaks like 5 languages, that guy.
His Italian,
French,
he did phonetically,
English,
by the way.
Italian, German.
No, he doesn't
Swiss,
speak Italian.
He doesn't? He faked it?
He faked it. He went phonetically, and it's pretty good. You can tell when you speak Italian fluently, you can tell, but it's still pretty good. And to any American or English audience, they're going for it. It's fine. So but his French, of course, is magnificent, and German, naturally. Yeah, his French is beautiful. And
see how many people who are German that don't speak Swiss German? That's crazy because it's different. People talk about it. I knew.
Why doesn't? Sorry, I just want to hang on to the same. Go.
The
same moment. Why the fuck does Chris Nolan, who has all the power in the world as a director, maybe more powerful than Tarantino or equally at this point? Nah. Well, close.
Maybe not artistically,
anything
but
he wants to
maybe
do.
You're right. You're money.
He dragged that fucking IMAX all around the desert in New Mexico, right? Ridiculous, stupid. He could have done it all on a little Ari Mini, but he can do anything. Why does he need fucking Matt Damon? It can't be money.
Can I said something the other day on TV, and I want to know if you tell me exactly how off I am.
Okay.
I don't think he's ever made a great movie, Christopher Nolan. I think he's made elements of great films. I don't think he's got one particularly. I love Interstellar, some of it. I don't love all of it. I like some of The Dark Knight. I don't like a lot of it. I hated Oppenheimer with all of myself. Okay, so I've
Oppenheimer
never
was
seen
not
it.
great.
I've never seen
Oh,
Memento.
Memento, you have to see.
Okay, no. Of course.
Because-
So my ignorance is up front, and I'm putting it there. So I haven't seen
See
Memento.
Memento,
People talk
and
about,
keep
oh,
it
yeah,
in
okay.
mind. That's his
But
first.
Oppenheimer
proper
sucked, and it won
feature.
Best Picture. Dark Knight had great stuff about it, but there was like, I think Heath Ledger sucked as the Joker. I'm so sorry. I don't get it. It was so hammy and overplayed. I'm not a fan. Batman is kind of my childhood wheelhouse.
Wow.
I think he's so hammy, and I hated him in it. Oh God!
Oh my God.
Name the other Christopher Nolan films. Interstellar, of course, it's got my least favorite actor.
Well, there was The Prestige.
I never saw that. That's with and Hugh Jackman. To me, is nearly unwatchable.
There was the one he did in up in Alaska in the fishing town with Pacino and Robin Williams, the murder mystery thing.
Oh shit! I think
that was a remake of a Swedish film actually. It was called whatever. It was really, really good though. It's late. Sorry.
No.
My brain is burnt out.
No, I didn't.
No,
realize
it's not Tarantino.
Oh, no, it's Christopher.
Chris Nolan.
Nolan.
Somebody's already got it, I'm sure, in the chat. Let me go down the chat. We're way behind in the chat.
We're so behind, guys. Insomnia. Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. Speaking of Viennese. So yes, that was very powerful, very well made, I thought. Memento, I thought was a
I have to see Memento.
Memento is
I saw the Prestige and I didn't love that. Like,
Memento's the reason he got in. When he made Memento, he made it on a shoestring, and all of a sudden Hollywood went, "Holy shit, this guy is the real deal!" And they grabbed him. And next thing, he was directing Pacino in Insomnia. Like Memento kind of launched him.
It launched his career. Well,
yeah.
Listen, without Reservoir Dogs, we'd have no Tarantino.
Yeah.
Nobody would care. Harvey Keitel took scale for that movie.
Here's the thing in Memento that nobody knows. I've never said it to anybody. But there's a thing in Memento that relates to my channel, to the Timeless Watch channel, very, very closely. I don't know if anyone will get it. It's a stretch. They'll have to go back and watch it to see what it is. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's cryptic.
Okay.
Anyway, let me finish these off, and then we get to full blown stuff, because so many people have done us the honor of super chatting. Eddie said, "Sounds like a dare you can do, Schlups. Don't do it, Sharon. Sorry, baby, you're so beautiful. I'm sorry. We were just chatting, and that's Friday nights. This is what we do. Indict us. $6.99, Sharon. I'm going to give a big giant boom to all of you. Ray, back in the day, I did the condom pulley stunt up through. I swear to God, sometimes I need
Ray's seafarer. They've seen.
He speaks in nautical terms. Up through Norstill, then out my mouth. Mad times.
Nostril. He means.
Nostril. Okay, yeah. Nathaniel Hunt. Yes, day to day, the market is a schizophrenic man who offers a price.
We're going back an hour. I'm so sorry.
This is so bad. But long term, it's a weighing. Well, there's a lot of. Listen, man, that's what we're talking about. It's fine. It happens. It's a weighing machine for profit, 100%. And JHB, hey JHB, I'm so sorry. Happy Friday, gents. Thank you so much for being so sweet. And Gabari with 100 AED. Paul Edward Valentine Giamatti in Holdovers played. I loved that movie. Did you love that movie?
Yeah. Well, I like Alexander Payne. Anything he does.
Me too. But I thought, oh my God, it's cinema. I felt like I was watching a movie that didn't manipulate me. I felt like Alexander Payne and Giamatti, and I was kind of over Giamatti.
You saw The Descendants, right? Out in Hawaii.
Oh, totally.
With Clooney. That's a real movie.
Real movie. He makes real movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason why Sideways drives me crazy is because he takes the money out of his mother's cookie. The coffee.
You always mention that.
And nothing could break my heart more than taking money out of your mother's wallet. Because you know what? Because I've done it when I was a teenage asshole.
I
And
never did anything
I
like
did
that.
it. I did it
God.
maybe once or twice, and I used to borrow her makeup and shit like that when I had a gig.
Jesus,
But
I don't know if I could live with me.
no, it's a very
person
it's a very painful thing to live with. And I'm talking
Yeah.
about $5, whatever, it doesn't matter. But when he went and he took all that money so he could go stay at the Santa Monica and do the winery shit, he went into and he stole from his mom.
He takes a good $700 or $800.
Yeah, it was just it broke my heart in such a way, and it just made me feel so dirty and horrible. And when I was a dumb kid, kids do stupid stuff.
Sure.
Anyway, sure, Andrew
You're a
Payne.
kid. You're a kid. It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, I
He's,
like
he's playing
I
a
like
40. He's playing a 41-year-old
I know,
math
yeah.
teacher,
You're a kid,
or English
and,
teacher, or whatever.
I'm guilty for things I didn't do. You know what I mean? And I would never do. That's just because of that shit like that. Brilliant stuff. P.S. Nolan can. It's the producers and the budget. I just feel like I've never sat through an entire Christopher Nolan movie where I went, he's a god. Where I've got, as she knows, I've got a huge pantheon of guys who I think direction-wise are, and like we're obsessed with cinematographers. We're that weird. We're not just musicians.
The first scenes in Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards.
Oh my god, it's the most amazing
is a
thing ever.
masterpiece. The first
Should I
scene.
do it? Should I do it for the crowd?
What?
Run, Shoshana, run.
Run, Shoshana, run for the haters.
That's where that got out of context.
It's a masterpiece. And
it's a
that
masterpiece.
First scene where they're sitting drinking the milk and then they smoke their pipes.
Yeah.
They at the time were. The other guy I still don't know, that French actor. He was very good.
He's good.
But we all know
a bit of a ride too.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
And
Sure.
well, he's rough and rugged, and he's got the stubble and the big eyes. Anyway,
smoking cigars.
The two of that scene is 20 minutes long easily, and it's the opening scene in a Tarantino movie. And at the time, they were completely unknown actors. And did anyone know? Did anyone notice? Did anyone sit in the cinema going, Where's a superstar? I need to see a Tom Cruise or I'm leaving. No, because they were fucking gripped because it's such a beautiful scene. And think of all the other actors, like Daniel Brühl was introduced to the Western world in that film as well.
What about the Bear Jew? No one. He's a huge director.
His name is he's brilliant.
His name is
fucking
Rod Taylor was in Inglourious Bastards. Rod Taylor, do you know who Rod Taylor is?
He had his stars. He had Diane Kruger. He had Brad fucking Pitt. Okay, get your one Brad Pitt. Get one Brad Pitt into the crew. They don't have to be the main character.
Eli Roth.
And you can stick Brad all over the poster. That'll sell the movie. Unfortunately, that's the power that these stars have. They sell the movie. People buy the ticket because they just want to look at Brad Pitt for 2 hours. That's fine.
Brad Pitt is super freaking cool, man.
He's very cool.
Everybody loves Brad Pitt. We all love.
He's
Brad
extremely dynamic. Extremely.
Extremely.
12 Monkeys, etc., etc. The guy can do a lot of stuff.
He can do a lot of stuff.
And a lot of what's the line? The Bruce Willis line in What Just Happened with De Niro. You want this face so millions of menstruating women around the world will buy the ticket in the cinema. That's exactly what it is. So, but fucking Matt Damon has to be your main. God, Jesus, I don't know.
I like Matt Damon. We all like Matt Damon.
He's fine.
He's fine. However,
Zendaya, Matt Damon, what are you doing?
I don't really know who she is.
Zendaya?
I know she's famous. I've seen her on the runway. We've talked about her clothes.
She's in a ton of stuff. She's good. She's very good. She's very photogenic and so on. She looks great on camera. She's towering.
Beautiful girl.
She's like 6 foot tall.
She married to somebody famous?
But she's also probably she's marrying that little dude, the Spider-Man guy, right?
Tom
little
Holland.
fella, the little funny Brit.
Tom Holland.
Anyway, yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, they're best of friends, that pair. But I'm just saying. You got my point. I'm laboring.
No, I did. Like Rod Taylor is in, like, Rod Taylor died right after Inglourious Bastards. Now Rod Taylor was in the fucking Birds. He worked with Hitchcock.
Fala says Tim Roth in Four Rooms is the best actor. The whore. I know exactly the reference. There's a whore in their bed. Stop saying that. There's a whore.
Tim Roth, though, is also the double for his brother Emmett.
Nice one, Bala.
Is a guy that probably, if acting awards were actually given out to people who deserve them, Tim Roth would have got so many over the years because he's so brilliant.
I used to watch a TV show he was in called Lie to Me, which is all about micro expressions. And
I remember that movie. That
like
show,
HBO
thingy.
And he was just so fucking good in that show.
He's incredible in everything he does. He's incredible.
Yeah.
You know what's really fucked up? Don't drink alcohol and start opening up almonds. It's not a good idea.
Because the contrast with the salty, and then you go back to the booze, and then
but
you
it's
go back
kind
to
of
the
good though. So you want more of all of them.
It's a little dance. That's why bars put that shit on the bar. It's a little dance.
And they've been sitting here for a while, and I was like, maybe I have a couple of. That's why they give them to you on airplanes to keep you busy. When you're having
to pay more bills, go for it.
Yeah.
You got to go back. Sorry,
I have to go back. I'm so sorry. You guys are the best.
I just saw that Tim Roth in Four Rooms.
Eddie, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do the schlops. You know what?
Don't do the schlops. No, you passed that one.
Schlops. Yeah, no, I know. I'm just reiterating. Nathaniel, JHB, we did you. Happy Friday, gents. I'm gonna do one big bang for all.
Wow,
of
that's nice. That's $20.
It's $20, and look at this, 100 AED, which sounds like $1 million.
That's about $20 also, 25.
Thank you so much, and of course, we all love that. And at the very end, JHB, watching the opening scene of The Good Bad, I cannot believe you said this, because this morning, when I was having my coffee, I watched about 20 minutes of The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. And because Ennio Morricone, and of course it's Sergio Leone, all that stuff. But I loved how they set up each character, the good, which is Clint Eastwood, the bad, which is, I forget the guy's name, and then the ugly, which is Eli Wallach. And I was like, well, we all know that Tarantino has lifted or, homaged Sergio Leone. He admits it openly. We all know that he is absolutely as great as he is an homage artist, and he will never, ever, ever.
He's kind of one of those high-level plagiarists.
Yeah.
You know who else is? Woody Allen.
Oh, sure he is.
Woody Allen is a plagiarist, and he admits it.
But David Bowie openly said when he exploded, I got everything. Darlings, I got everything from Anthony Newley. Just listen to that.
Yeah.
Because the great ones, the guys like that are great, that get a foothold because of their homage, don't have a problem with tipping the hat to the people that influence them. Because why would they? Because they want those people to be just as equally successful. I mean, Bowie, and freaking look at Tarantino. That guy tells you frame for frame about every single Japanese film he breaks down. He knows every piece of cinema that's ever been done.
Yeah.
The Seven Samurais. He's like, blah, blah, blah. And then this, and the cinematographer, and this frame. He knows everything.
And you know what he never did, as well as Chris Nolan never did, and many other great directors? Film school.
No.
None of them ever went to film school.
What are you going to learn in film school?
I think it was Chris Nolan who said, maybe it's not, the best way to learn how to make movies is make a movie.
Well, I've said this a million times about stuff. Like, you and I both, you went to classical school for lots of different things, piano and orchestration and stuff, and I took voice lessons and stuff forever. In a lot of ways, I wish I didn't, because all the people that I love the most didn't. They are just like the fucking raw, natural, godlike talent. Because I can hear people's training, and I can see people's training sometimes, and it can ruin people. Like, take a perfect example is Lady Gaga. She's incredible talent, obviously, but she's very, very trained. It's very, she went to Don Lawrence, she went to Tish. I'm listening to her new album now, and it's the best work she has absolutely ever done. It is
Really?
exceptionally mature and beautifully sung and incredibly written. It's like, I never forget the first time I didn't know who Lady Gaga was. You turned me on to her. I didn't know who she was.
No, Emmett
Because
did.
you're more of a zeitgeisty fellow.
Emmett did. He's way
No,
more.
you turned me on to her. Not Emmett might have
really?
turned you on to her, but
Oh, yeah.
you played me a song called
Emmett
Paparazzi.
loves really well made pop.
Yeah, he does. But
So
you
he'd
said,
always have his ear to the ground with pop, really good pop.
yeah,
And then I would get that second hand then from him.
yeah,
I would get the jazz and the experimental stuff from my older brother.
from Aaron, right?
And then I would get the pop stuff from Emmett. I'd rarely find my own stuff. I'd find my own stuff every now and then.
You found plenty of
And
your own stuff.
the
We
re-
were
the-
joking the other day on the couch. We're watching TV, and I was like, I was reading an email from somebody. It was the joke earlier about like, oh, she was like saying Dirk Sinsler, and I was like, and then I was laughing about. I was like, these are the same people that say like, you know, dude, you know, I love Miles and like, yeah, the Blue, and like guys are like, for me, it's all about Coltrane, you know, like all the pretentious cons. I'm like, that's what they think our relationship is. I'm like, the first thing I would do is be like, fuck off. It's so fucking funny. But I'll never forget this. I had no idea who she was. And you
Okay.
sent me something, and it was Paparazzi. I didn't know. I didn't hear Let's Dance.
Perfectly written pop song.
Right. And you said, have you heard this? And I said, no. And I listened to it. I said, wow, she's fucking, who is that? She's fucking amazing.
It's the perfect, and it was when all the choruses were AABA format, everything. And she just wrote the perfect one. By the way, Chaperone is the new version of that. Chaperone,
but she's not as good. There's nothing
songs.
original about her at all, though. She's the same old tired Madonna shit. Listen, I know you like her, and that's fine, But like as a gay dude,
might be
that's,
right.
that's the people that love that shit.
I mean,
my God, I have such fatigue from girls playing
that
dress
pink
up.
pony thing. That is the perfect
good.
pop song. When
It's
you
not as
listen
good
to
as
that pop song-
Abracadabra. That's a fucking perfect song, bro.
Did you see Lady Gaga do Abracadabra?
It was
on
fucking
SNL?
unfucking.
She destroyed everyone else. Like, there's never been an SNL performance like that ever.
Who did the sound? Did they finally fire the union guy?
I don't know.
Because it was unbelievable sound. And by the way, guys, 1000% live. She does not fuck around that.
She doesn't have a problem with that.
No. And
There's a
did you
clip
see
going
what
around
she's
of her.
doing?
There's a clip going around of her just today, all over social media of her in the bitter
You hear
end.
the fucking the
Yeah, you can
seagulls.
hear them squealing. They're squealing now. It's late. They're all arguing.
There's nothing better than walking around Venice at this time of night, though. It's
Yeah,
like
man.
you're Jack the Ripper and no one else knows it yet.
Yeah, this town is, it's something else. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, there's a clip of her going around. It's been around for a while, but I think all the kids are discovering it now, of her at a electric piano in the bitter end.
Oh yeah.
Filmed by some friend, because like when the band starts playing, he pans away from her over to some drummer just playing a regular beat and stuff. You can tell
She played before you guys.
Yes, at the bitter end. That's
Yes,
right.
so
that might be that exact same gig.
I was at a gig.
I had this fear watching it. It was 2006, 2005,
I don't know what year it
2006.
was, but I think I might have a video of her somewhere on this phone. I just don't have the software that will get me. Remember
you
this
might
thing?
have it on that thing. Oh yeah,
Remember that thing?
back when they were fancy. It was very, very fancy.
Yeah, I have this on. I have it on the stand. I found it recently. I can't get the software to extract that, but I watched a girl, the Stephanie Germanata band. She went on at 8:00, and you guys went on about 10:30, and it was at the bitter end. And I watched her, and she did "The Ocean" by Led Zeppelin, "Immigrant Song." She did some Joni Mitchell. She did a bunch. I remember thinking, "Wow, this chick," and Mary Ryan was like, "She sucks. You're an idiot because she hates all girls." And I said, no, she's fantastic. She had long brown hair. She's a little bit chubby, and she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you guys played, and I remember thinking, oh, we should remember Stephanie Germanata. I saw her in the bitter end. She played the same fucking night you did.
I think that clip that's going around was the same night. I have a terrible fear it was.
It might be. You remember that guy? Because that bass player she had, the bass player, he had that kind of very strange kind of page boy thing, and he had that very. It was just the weirdest. They were so weird. She came out and she was doing like the Elton John thing with like doing this whole.
Yeah, she's kind of performing at the piano. She has an electric piano on an X stand.
It was very Tish school. Like nothing like what she is now. It was very performative, like you just said. Like, okay, this is what a performer does. She hadn't figured her shit out yet, and there was certainly
you could
no.
tell
Lady
in
Gaga.
her mind she's seeing a bigger production.
Yeah. Well, we all were, weren't we?
Yeah,
in our
we were.
In our development.
That's true.
She's a fucking goddess. She's not only, she studies with Don Lawrence, the son of my voice teacher. So I've got a little bit of a. Oh, I'm so proud of you, honey pie. I took a lesson with Don Lawrence once when Marty, my teacher, had a heart attack, and like I can hear the Marty Lawrence in her. That whole whoa, that shit she does, like that's so fucking the Lawrences. And now my nephew tried to get lessons with Don Lawrence, her voice teacher, and he got 2. But he goes, I can't because Lady Gaga has me on the hook. I go on the road with her. She locks his guy up. She's so fucking. That chick is the realest deal there ever was, man.
Bala, David Bowie created amazing paintings, sculptures, acted. He was on par and Christian Bale. Yeah, he was the Tesla guy, right? He played Tesla, right?
He played Nikola Tesla.
In The Prestige. David Bowie. David Bowie. I was reminded that he did the best award recipient speech that I've ever seen, and it's very short. Do you want me to tell it? He's told to keep it short. So he gets up and his award is there. I don't know if it's MTV or something. And he goes, I've only got 5 words. Shit, that was 5. Oh, 3. Or that's 3 there. Or no, that's 4 there. That's 3, and then 2, and then nothing, and he walks away. It's so genius.
Oh, come on.
It's so genius.
Amazing stuff. I mean, fuck. Have you met this guy?
Shit, that was 5. No,
shit, that was.
And then he goes,
shit, that was 5.
4 there now. That's 2. And then he walks away.
Don't you want to be that guy?
I was like, oh my God, even his speech is art.
Yeah. Well, there's very little that you can like.
There's a guy who never lost it.
Never.
A lot of artists lose it. They lose.
I'm trying to remember the name of that record that
never
I
lost it.
He made a record called the Buddha of Suburbia. It went completely under the radar. Mm-hmm. And it's one of my favorite of his records. And it's incredible. Like, I don't know why, like, when you talk about the great artists, everybody always, puts their biggest works into the zeitgeist and stuff. But sometimes the greatest shit you'll find in a great artist is the stuff that sells the least.
Uh-huh.
And I know you and I have talked about that a million times. Like,
I can play this without us getting.
God, I don't care. I don't care anyway. What are they going to do?
Tell me if you can't hear it. I'll just play a second. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
I only get 5 words. That was 5. 4 more there. That's 3. 2.
I mean, none of us are worthy of that.
I mean that
for people. I don't even know how to describe or express what people outside of the musical world think of David Bowie as a pop star or whatever. But like, none of us think we have any kind of worthiness when it comes to a guy like that.
Yeah, no.
He's this unicorn that is just so beyond the scope of possibility for us. And we look to the McCartneys and the people who aren't musicians look to the Lennons. The protesters look at the Lennons.
So he did a brilliant thing. I used to work across from his apartment down on Lafayette, right?
Yeah.
So we were on the same level. So we could see people moving around. We couldn't tell, but I was like, that's probably a man like going to the shower and stuff. Like, this is fucking crazy.
Sure.
We were on Prince and Lafayette looking across. I was with the early days of the Dainese, the motorcycle jacket guys.
Yeah.
And he used to leave the apartment, and he did a brilliant thing for paparazzi. He would walk, as he walked along with his hands next, hanging down, he would flip the bird like this all the time. Because they weren't, at the time, they couldn't publish a picture with him flipping the bird. So he just walk around with his left hand like this, whichever arm was on the
smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
He figured out a way to do it without doing it. This is, towards the end of his life, that last record was mind-boggling.
Yeah, I'm still getting my head around that record.
It's hard to get your head around it because it's a difficult record. But my God, there's so much to hear.
No, I'm getting my head around it as in, like Woody Allen said when he first saw 2001: Space Odyssey, he realized that he was looking at the work of a director who was smarter than him by a long shot, and that he didn't fully understand what he watched because his brain isn't as big as the person who made it. That's the feeling I have when I listen to that Bowie record. I'm like, this is incredible. I need to listen to it again and again and study it so I understand what's happening. That's the artistry.
Sure.
You want to pay the bills? Sorry, we go off on that.
No, we go off. Can I just say, like, today when I went in to buy a bottle of wine, I'm in the store, and I didn't go to my favorite wine store because if I go there, it's a social experiment. So I have to go in there and talk to my friends, and it's going to be an hour. So I just went to buy a bottle of wine and get out. Okay. So I'm in there, and I hear a remix of somebody that I used to know. The Gautier song?
Yeah.
But they had as the bed track, I Feel Love by Donna Summer. Yeah. Oh, I feel love. Yeah, right. So
Amazing.
I'm like, oh, okay, great. Well, I heard it was like fucking great. And then and I was like, oh my God.
So it was a remix, yeah.
It was a remix. And then I go to grab a bottle of wine, and then I realized that they didn't transpose the pitch of the Gautier song to make sure that was in the same key, which I believe is in C major. And then
remixers and DJs are not musicians.
Yeah, I know, but aren't you supposed to fucking make sure they're in the same key?
No.
Are you not? Care. But have there been successful remixes that are not in the same key?
God, I wish I could think of a few, but I've certainly
because
heard many.
I just went like this. I went to go grab the bottle of wine, and I went, oh my God, because it was like one's in D minor and one's in C. And I'm like, holy shit. And I go to grab this. This is totally ridiculous, but this is how it started my night, 10 minutes before I started the show. And I went up to the girl. I said, who's the remix? She goes, it's my nephew. Isn't he great? I said, tell him to learn about keys.
Key signatures.
I said, this is in C major and that's in D minor. So these are the totally, it just sounds fucking crazy. She goes, oh, I liked it. Anyway, I'm going to pay the bills right now, my beautiful people. So last we had up is, so we got Bitter Irish Guy. And we talk about this. Make believe. Nah, I believe to watch real life. Watch the rocket launch.
I prefer to watch
real life. Watch the rocket launch of the astronauts on their rescue mission to the space station. Did that happen today? Because didn't they just say that
that was today?
They're postponed, right? Did they get them today?
I don't know. I've been off
because it's been delayed. I know. I've been in court. Yeah. I've been in court for a week with Rose's crap. So I haven't even looked at the news. I know that Italy had an earthquake and a pretty bad one, right? 4.2. Your brother had a 4.2 as well.
Early.
out in Los Angeles. There was one in,
I know a plane went on fire. American Airlines.
American Airlines, the 737-300. We watched that.
It
that I
caught
did
fire
watch.
on the tarmac.
Yeah, because they were landing, and they sensed female pilots. Amazing.
Oh, that was it. It was a DEI hire.
It was DEI hire. She sensed a vibration, so she radioed the tower. She goes, "I'm sensing a vibration that I don't particularly like. I just want to let you know and be aware of it." Guys would be like, "Nah, it's just my dick." And she's flying in, and she goes, "Pan, pan, pan." If the thing's on fire, they got down. There was a leak in the cowling, so there was a leak in the planes. They landed safely. The second they got on the tarmac fire, because there was an actual hole. Something obviously struck the wing, and the tanks leaked. But they were on. Did you see them on the wing? That was crazy.
Yeah, they had to get out anyway. They
had to get it because there was tons of smoke. American Airlines, that happened to my dad's old company. Something I might never fly American ever again. Isn't that weird?
That's crazy.
I know. But thank you so much. Bitter Irish Begrudger. Look, do you know this guy?
No,
he showed up on my show the other day. I didn't know him. And I was like, well, thank you so much. He's been very welcome to the show. And, I'm Irish American. He's from the actual place. And thank you so very much for that. Let's give you a big bang boom for that. Let's give you a cowbell. Amazing. And then we've got man, that's incredible. Look at this. Ray, $5. Tarantino brought Travolta back. Listen,
that's right.
That's the thing. Not only Travolta, but Daryl Hannah.
Yes.
Where the fuck had she been since Splash? Nobody gave a living shit about it. Yeah. Pretty good. P.S. I have many stories. Only Michael Madsen. He was a journeyman actor nobody cared about. Robert Forster. Pam Grier. This is a guy, and I love this. I listen. I don't think I'd want to be friends with Tarantino because he's too
annoying.
He's annoying.
Yeah.
But I love the way he operates. I love the way he and like this girl I used to work with, Allie Larkin. She used to be a bartender at my bar at El Rio Grande. She was friends with this girl who married Quentin Tarantino, so she's his current wife. So I've never met him, so I'm not saying I know him or anything. But she used to say that the key to his heart is Billy Wilder. So if you want to have a conversation with, she goes, if you ever meet him, just talk about Billy Wilder. And I was like, oh, dude, I love Billy Wilder. My favorite movie. Yeah. I said Billy Wilder. I mean,
you never know when you might need that info.
Yeah.
She goes, wind up on a first class flight and you get bumped up by accident. You wind up sitting next to him. You never know when these things happen. Now you know, guys. Billy Wilder.
Yeah, I'll just say if the woman
do a little Google search,
get the Vicuna. That's what I'll say to him. If I ever sit next to him in my life, I'll go, if the lady's paying, get the Vicuna. But she said because his whole life revolves around great cinema. It's all he's interested in. He's not interested. She said he's not interested in recreating anything or being a trailblazer or any of that stuff. He wants to drag the audience into the greatest cinematic experience he can. And he thinks it's already been done. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, not suitable for YouTube military sales. Yeah, we know that, Ray. We love you. And let's give you a big bang boom for that, baby, because you rock. Oh man, look at our guy Andrei Levchun is having a chinar and soda tonight. Thanks for the Spitfire story, Oisin. I'm gonna watch that once the show is over. That'll be my dinner entertainment.
It's only 30 minutes, 31 minutes.
Oh, it's 30. It's a quick one. Okay, why did you decide to do this?
Relative to some of the others, yes.
I give you the floor, my friend. He's asking you a question. Why did you decide to do a premiere at this time?
Premiere this time. I don't know. It's a good question. You don't know if it works on YouTube. I figured it'd be nice if people could kind of watch together and comment. I was on the fence. I didn't know whether it would be a good idea or not. Obviously, I want as many people to see the video as possible because I think it's a beautiful story.
Sure.
That's why I do those videos. And I think I love what the guys are doing over there. They're really tying their watches into these lovely stories in the best possible way. And I think a lot of micro brands don't bother doing that or don't know where to begin to do that. These guys know how to do that. It's very, very rare. And I personally believe that all those Zero West pieces will be worth a lot of money in years to come because they're all super, super limited.
And beautifully made stuff.
Oh, yeah. Exceptionally
it's gorgeous.
Made.
It's not like shit stuff. It's
Graham's a like military engineer.
Yeah,
you can't get anything. You can't get anything past him without it being perfect. And he doesn't build the movements. You know, he buys the best movements he can for the money. Excuse me, but everything else, all the detail. The guy's got an eye for detail. He was here, and we went art shopping together.
Art shopping,
yes, and he bought a impressionist painting of a local Venetian artist who's very, very famous here, and it was a lot of money, but it was great to be going into these modern art galleries and actually negotiating. That's something I've never done. I've been in my Piguet, picking up a 30.
Which you're opening up a location on Fifth Avenue. You know about that, right?
Are they? Yeah, they're probably doing
this week.
An AP House.
AP House, Fifth Avenue in the old, I believe it's in the old Versace location. That was big news today in New York. It just popped today.
I'd love to maybe try and swing next time in Milan. Try to swing you an appointment, get you an appointment at AP House in New York, and you can. Wow. The thing about it is, I'm not sure you could film most of it because
you didn't.
I didn't, and I tried to, and I was stopped by security. It's like walking into a very exclusive hotel, and they have a lobby, and they have security who bring you up, and it's like a crazy, crazy high level. Anyway, I've been in like some crazy situations, but it was nice to be going. And this art gallery is split into different buildings, and we were sent across the street to a different one, and it was just a lovely experience. And they were like, well, we have these pieces that haven't been framed yet if you want to look at them. And we're like, yeah. And they were like they were the same exact angle of the Salute church from 3 different moments in the evening. And he was like, I wonder, should I buy all 3? He's done well for himself, Graham. He's
sure he can buy art.
He built gyrocopters for the British military for years. So he's been paid very well, and he drives a beautiful car and stuff. And he's not super gazillionaire, but he's done fine.
But he can buy art.
But he can buy
once
art.
You're buying art, you're in good. You're
and he bought the stuff, and I was just like, dang, like that's some.
I have a picture in my
shit.
house. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere here. The Paul's Aunt Gloria bought in 1945 in Paris. And it was a local artist in Montmartre. And it was like a cityscape, like the Parisians do when you go up to the Big Gogh and the Montmartre and all that stuff. And it's like, at one point they were like, oh, because Aunt Gloria died, and we were trying to disperse her stuff. And I said, oh my God, that's beautiful. And he goes, really? She just got it from some guy on the street. And I said, weren't you a guy on the street at one time? That's art is art, my friends. I don't care if you got a name attached to it. I think that art is beautiful, and art is subjective. So we have it here, and I loved it. He actually said, exactly.
They used to sell little sketches to buy lunch.
Completely.
They're all broke.
Van Gogh did everything he possibly could.
Hawk.
Yeah, well, that's
how you say it.
No, I know it's Listen, it's Van Gogh, but it's Van Gogh if you're Dutch. I'm not Dutch.
It's Gogh.
Huh?
Gogh.
No, it's Van Gogh.
No, it's Van Gogh.
Gogh? I think you're wrong.
Trust me. I know. I have detail files.
I live with an art fucking major.
Unless they're Dutch, they don't know how to say Gogh properly.
Van Gogh.
It's like,
you're saying Gogh?
It's not Gogh. It's like saying cock, but starting with a Gogh. Gogh.
I think you're wrong. I mean, he did that whole year in Amsterdam dealing with that shit. So let me see. How do you pronounce Van Gogh? Not
There'll
to
be a
be
million different opinions, but the only ones that matter
are yours.
By the way, do you see the FBI? No, mine.
That's great for the stream.
That was very fast. That was very fast.
Isn't that great for the show?
Shut up, you insider. Shut up.
Are you kidding me? They're gonna pull that. It's gold, baby.
Hippie PA says "Vag hock tua."
Baby. I mean, we all say.
Screwed,
Do you know who said it the best? Is you remember Sister Wendy? She's my favorite person. Sister Wendy was a cloistered nun, British nun, and she had the best art show on PBS and BBC. And she'd walk around, go all over the world, and show us the greatest of the greats that we know of course. There are far greater artists than we know about. Of course, there are. Except for Michelangelo, no one's better than that, or Da Vinci. And she always said Van Gogh. Van Gogh. She always said it like that. Yeah. Well, she said Van Gogh. So you're saying it's H opposed to G?
It's cock, like your penis.
Oh, you're saying a C, Van Gogh.
With a CH, like a instead of a
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Van
That's how you
Gogh.
say it.
All right.
It's just not a sound that we make.
No, it's not a sound we make.
Go.
So and Hippie PA is in $9.99. Perfect evening, you guys. I saw the 3 rocket launches from my backyard. The rocket launches. Made steak frite, his favorite. A poivre. And a Cuban cigar I brought back from London to smoke tonight. Cheers to you, Hippie PA.
It was a lovely night.
Yeah, that sounds like
I love
Shane's favorite thing ever in the world. He wants
steak
a steak
frite
frite more than anything in the whole wide world.
Let me ask you this, Hippie PA. Do you like red wine with your steak or hard liquor?
Because the older I get, liquor with wine?
With a steak.
Oh my God, you're shocking me.
A whiskey with a steak with a rare fucking steak. Ooh, baby, it's a beautiful thing. Scotch or Irish. I'm not sure I would pair American whiskeys. They're very plummy. But Scotch or Irish whiskey, neat, with a rare steak. Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Vaughn says Van Gogh. So that's interesting.
That's what I said.
I know. Gogh. I've heard so many different. Sheen is correct. Look at that. Okay. If you're Dutch, anybody Dutch in the room?
Anybody Dutch will tell you.
Yeah.
But the Dutch have funny sounds.
I know. I've always heard Van Gogh, but I've never heard Van Gogh. Like she grabbed his cock. I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's almost like that. Yeah.
Love the Morse code at the back. What does that mean?
That's the back of the Zero West watch.
Oh, cool. I didn't watch it yet, so thanks.
Yeah, so watch the video and you'll see.
Yeah, you're giving away the ending, my friend.
Giving away the secret. kind of thing.
I got a pee break. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
No friend. Oh man. Martini with steak. Wife had Chardonnay from California. Big buttery, secondary malolactic fermentation Chardonnay. Does it look like whiskey? Martini with steak. Must try that. Like a gin, like a fucking gin martini, like straight up with a little vermouth and a steak. I gotta try that. Sharon, my friend, lives in Arles Van Gogh Yellow House. Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't give a shit whichever way you pronounce it. I think it's a good thing to try to pronounce these things. It's like in the watch world, very little effort. These guys go to all this effort to figure out like the movement and various components in the movement and specifics of the watch, but they won't take an afternoon out to learn a little bit of French so they can say, you know, Vacheron Constantin or something like that. You know, I still hear Constantine all over the place. It's not a crime. It's no big deal. Just you know, if your name was Henry and somebody said Henry or Henri or something, you would correct them, wouldn't you? You know, it's a good thing to get names right if you can. Vaughn, thanks for that compliment. This inspired me to go back and view the Dam Busters video from 2 years ago. Also inspired me to reconsider pulling the trigger on a DB1. You better do it now. There's only one of those left, man, or one or two of those left, because a viewer wrote to me the other day saying, I bought the DB1 because I just watched the video. And he was told he bought like one of the last 2 or 3. So you better pull the trigger on the DB1. That's my favorite. That's the one I have I have it on in the video when I'm talking. I love that watch. And I have a little model of the Lancaster, the Avro Lancaster, that I still have to put together and make a little silly display out of it because I'm 51 and I have nothing better to do in life. But no, I love that piece and I love what it represents. And I love that a piece of the EDA25 is on the fucking back of the watch. It's like, that's part of history and probably the boldest, most audacious military project ever, or at least in recent history. I mean, in the past 100 years. It's astonishing. You better jump on it, dude. You don't have long because they're going to be out. And once they're sold out, they are sold out because they can't get much of that metal. So, and after tonight's video, I'm sure there's somebody else just like you thinking about jumping on it. So, and if you have a decent sized wrist, man, it's a sexy ass watch. And you should inquire about the other strap options. I think it comes.
What size is that watch?
The DB1, the Dam Busters is 44. It's a big watch for big guys, but it's like a Panerai or something. But I think
I wore a Panerai and it was okay.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled. The first time I ever put a Panerai on my wrist, I was like, fuck, oh my God. And that guy's, man, James M. His wrist was like shocking.
You tried a 45 mil, right? Or 44?
44.
Yeah, 44 will work on you.
It was okay. It was like at the limit, but yeah, because I'm very, very cognizant of like, I just don't want to be one of those Asian boys that has like the giant clock on my wrist.
No, you don't have that kind of wrist. You have a decent.
I have a decent 725, and that's actually not horrific, but
that's bigger than Adrian Barker's wrist. So,
I just watched his latest video.
Yeah, that he doesn't buy the bullshit about the leaks. I have to do a video over the weekend about the leaks. I liked where he was coming.
So did I. I was like. I mean, like I always said, it's like watching paint dry, but I really enjoyed that video. And Paul's got a bit of a sweet spot for him, and that's kind of cute. And that's fun.
He's a handsome guy. And he's
a very handsome guy. Oh my God.
He's pretty articulate.
And he's got, you know what he said? Ready for this? Paul goes, that's what James Bond's supposed to sound like. And I went,
because he's posh.
He's posh. And I said, you're fucking right. My God, Adrian Barker. So you know what? Joshua Sass is my number one guy for the Bond job, which he's never going to get. But that's the guy that should be James Bond.
Amazon said, they put out a statement yesterday that James Bond will remain British, a British male.
Okay, thank you.
Because people are saying, it's going to be some transgender,
or he's a black guy, or listen, he
could still be a black guy.
Be DEI.
It could be still be a black guy.
Yeah,
by the way, I have a new little obsession on Instagram and so on. I'm in love with black women with a Dublin accent. There's so many.
Well, why shouldn't you be?
Why shouldn't I be? There's so many. So there's this woman going around going, "What are you wearing? What are you wearing?" These fucking stupid TikTok things. And she must be 6 foot tall, beautiful, black girl, and she goes, "I'm from Ireland," and she has the flattest Dublin accent. Right. And I'm just like, you know what? I haven't found the Irish accent sexy in a very long time because I'm from Ireland and everyone sounds like my sisters. And I'm not going to be attracted to somebody who sounds like my sisters, okay, for obvious reasons. So I've obviously, been around the world and been with different people. And it's been a long time since I dated an Irish girl. I mean, I was in my teens, probably the last time,
course.
right? But man, I'm just like, ooh, I'm finding the Irish accent sexy again when it's a beautiful black, like that Olympian Rashid Tamimi or whatever her name is. I mean, that is just.
Can you play a clip
of her? Sure,
do it.
Oh, of the other clip.
Whatever you
pull
want.
something up. You pay the bills. You're getting some big. Eddie's got a few drinks in him. He's up.
Oh shit, Eddie! Oh my god,
evening.
you look at you! I watched Baby Girl. I have not seen it yet.
Listen, it's good.
Sheena said, "I do have a problem with gratuitous sex. So is it gratuitous or no?
No, it's not.
Okay,
it's not. It's
so
part of the
story.
If it's part of the story, it's not gratuitous.
He found it disturbing. I reminded me of another film called Shame. I remember seeing Shame. Then one thing that shocked Oisin very much was I was like, his dick's not that big. I was not impressed by that. I've seen like way more dicks than he has, which is more disturbing in my opinion. Also, Kidman is starring in a Dutch drama based in Holland, Michigan. Wait a second. Can you clarify this statement for me? Also,
Rashid the Lek is her name. Sorry, not me.
In Holland, Michigan, which is a Dutch community. So is this an American film? Like, is it based in Holland, Michigan? Is that a Dutch colony of America? Listen, let's face it, my friends. America is a colony of many different international places, because what's American? Nothing. So like New York used to be like Jews and Irish and Italian and blah, 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 Germans. But is Holland, Michigan a Dutch, like Pennsylvania Dutch? Is that what that is? I've not seen the film. So $100. Eddie, you are a maniac.
Eddie's a legend.
He's a legend. I know he is. I know. And every time I listen, it's one of my favorite films of all time. Is that scene in particular is one of the most disturbing things in the world. Having seen, if you've not seen that film,
I haven't seen this clip. This is the Late Late Show.
Hit us up.
It's Rashida
I hope we don't get shut down for this.
Come
on out, girl, so I can pause this. Stop. Can you hear that?
Yeah, sure.
You got sound?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is our star Olympian.
This, but it's fine. Now she's a natural woman.
For you tonight.
I just wanted to talk.
Welcome home.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. First time.
I mean, we're so happy. We've been trying to get you for so long. I know you're really busy. You're back for a little bit now. You're back home. How does it feel to be back with your mum? And
it's amazing.
All the good stuff.
Because I usually don't get to come home for this long. I usually only get to come home for about 4 or 5 days. So being able to be here for a couple of weeks and actually spend quality time, chill, watch Netflix, like stay in late nights.
You get the point.
Early mornings.
Let me just say that if I was a straight guy, I'd be like, marry me.
I mean, it's not even funny.
It's not even funny.
The length of her.
Can I ask you a question? Like, I know you're a leg man. That's like your big jack. Do you watch like Sid Charisse movies and lose your shit when you watch like watching her dance with Astaire or Gene Kelly? When you see the woman with the greatest
legs, hypnotized by all of it. Okay, it's all good.
But Sid Charisse, there's like we were watching because we were doing like having a dinner last night and we had nothing particular to watch. We were watching a bunch of clips of great movies that gay dudes watch. And we were watching a bunch of Sid Charisse. We were on a Sid Charisse chair because she's one of the greatest dancers, obviously, in Hollywood. But she was so tall and she had no one has greater legs than Sid Charisse. No
Sure.
one. And we're watching like the various different versions of her with Astaire and Donald O'Connor, and of course, amazing stuff. Anyway, I'm like, I said, how tall is she? And he goes, I think she was 6 feet tall. I'm not sure how tall she was, but I've never seen a greater pair of legs in my life.
It's a beautiful thing.
For guys
who
who
give
are into
Eddie a
like-
big massive.
I need to do the massive of all time. Yeah. So let's give you the biggest one I've got is LA. Stop fucking with us, Eddie. You're crazy. You crazy person. Miami Manny. It's so rare to see you. Happy Friday, gentlemen. Great video, Oisin. He loved your video. Great.
Cheers, man.
Miami Manny is so great. Look at you and your beautiful shepherd. Thank you so much for being in the room. And thank you for saying hi.
Now, did you miss any? Because we were deep in chat.
Well, I know we chat.
Just
Let
check
me
to
just
see.
go start. So I got hit BPA, right? I did. Perfect evening. You guys rocket launch. I got Andrew Levchin. Ray. Yeah. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. And then I
Okay,
got
just
Eddie
making
and I just want to make sure. I don't want to listen, man. At the end of the day, you guys keep the lights on, and I'm grateful for all of that stuff.
Eddie,
You know,
legend.
like I've not been able to talk about like next week. Next week might be a very unusual iBashers. You and I can't talk about that, but we're talking about
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what my schedule is going to be. It's going to be truncated and or maybe more interesting than usual.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know. I'm trying my best to figure stuff out, but that's the beauty of the show, because we're a live show. Because a lot of people make videos, and Oisin does both. That's a difference. Like you watch a lot of people, and I caught Adrian Barker today, and that was the first Adrian Barker show I really enjoyed for the first time in a long time.
Well, he's just kind of going through the predictions.
Yeah,
Through the
everybody's
leaks, the
doing
leaks,
that.
the
'Cause
Rolex
why-
leaks.
Are you going to watch this?
I have to put one out over the weekend. Huh?
You going?
What?
You going to Watches and Wonders?
Oh, Watches and Wonders. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I have to
like,
show
I
my
almost
face.
don't want. I almost can I just say this? Who fucking cares?
I know. It's
You
been
know
like
what?
going to
Everybody makes a
Nam.
big deal about like you got to fly all the way there and spend all that money, and for what? Because these big giant billionaire brands are putting out brands of watches, so you guys can all jerk off to it, and then maybe some third-party people can make some drama out of
I'll
it.
tell you one thing. I don't get amazing views when I do videos.
No,
on
I
that.
know. I know. We've been down this. It's not like you're.
But all I have to do is take a train.
Oh, I know. It's
a
easy for
nice
you.
train journey as well. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful.
Not
journey.
painful in any way, really.
I'm amazed at Tim Wright's incredible.
He doesn't miss anything.
He doesn't miss a
That
thing.
guy will hop on any.
He hops on any
flight.
plane,
Yeah.
any train.
Yeah, it's
Kudos
incredible.
to you, Tim fucking Wright.
Yeah, yeah.
Being the guy that always represents.
He's on
And
everything, man.
He just doesn't back down. He doesn't say, fuck it. He always shows
Rarely,
up.
very rarely.
And you know what they say about stuff?
He was at the Dubai Watch Show, and he was wearing the full garb, the full head thing with the rope and everything. He was walking around like a lunatic. He walks up to Adrian Barker, and they don't even want to talk to him. He's great. He was just at the British Watch Show or whatever last weekend.
Yeah.
Walking up
watched
to
it.
people who don't like him and just shaking their hand and taking a photo and chatting to them. He's bulletproof. I told you.
Yeah.
I told everyone 2-3 years ago, bullets fly off that dude. You're best
Because
off
he
being
does
his
not give
friend.
a fuck.
He's not taking any of it too seriously. That's the beautiful thing.
And everyone else does.
Yeah.
And they want to make content out of it. And they want to make drama out of it. And they want to make this out of it.
He'll
Like,
do a little drama.
I've never
too, but
been
he'll
to
have fun
fucking
with it.
Dubai. And I'll say, I have no interest in going there to see a
Dubai,
watch.
yeah.
Do you want to go there? You have any? Is anything pulling you to Dubai? Do you want to see it just for looky loo?
There's a couple of friends there
Oh,
that I know if I went to Dubai, I would have a very nice time because I'd be their guest and stuff. But Dubai, other than that, does not particularly interest me. No.
it's a
And obviously,
manufactured
it's
shithole.
kind of built on slavery and stuff like that.
It's
so
built
I-
on slavery, as you know. I've mentioned this on the
Yeah.
show that I have an Irish friend, a guy from Navan, whose brother lived there and had a slave, and he went there to visit him, and he said, "What?" He goes, "That's not where we came from." He gave the girl a shitload of money, and she went back to the Philippines. He put her on a plane to get her the fuck out of there because she was living under slavery.
There's the ships, where they have a lot of them living and stuff.
Yes,
I'd love to investigate that stuff, but I feel like I'd probably get arrested and wind up in some.
well, you would.
jail,
So it's
never seen
you don't
again.
want you don't want to be a part of that. But
I'd also love to go to Gaza to see what's going on, but I'd get arrested there too, and you'd never see me again. So
some
I'm
great
just gonna-
hotels, some great gambling. We've got a deal on craps and on baccarat.
Gaza. I'll go see the Trump Gaza.
Trump Gaza. I coined it, bitches.
You did.
I did.
You said
totally
Trump Plaza and
I said
Gaza.
Trump Gaza
And
way
like
back
a
when.
week later,
Oh yeah.
you
I
said it on
I said
Watch
it
Fashion
first.
Police with me and Michaela. I have it. I have the clip. It's
Yeah,
on my
I totally
Instagram.
did. I said-
And you were like, Trump Plaza in Gaza. And a week later, they did the AI thing.
Trump
Trump
Gaza.
Gaza. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
It's great beaches, it's great sand,
Yeah.
it's great real estate. Wow.
It's not his idea. You were like, oh, his new plan. I'm like, it's not a new plan and it's not his plan.
It's been a plan for
He's
ages.
just finally saying it.
He's
to
the
his
guy
credit.
that says it.
He
What did
just
we
comes
talk
out
about
and
earlier?
says it. That's why people love him, because he
Yeah.
just comes out and says it. Whereas fuckers before him were doing exactly this. Fucking meet the new boss, same as the old boss. It's the old
Meet
Who.
The new boss, same as
Same
the old
old
boss.
It's fucking the Who. Don't get fooled again. It's just the only difference with him is he says it.
He says it, and that's what makes people orgasm.
Love him. They love him for
They
that.
love it. Rub that out, Donald. Rub it out, baby.
See, the Irish leader met with him the other day. Micheál
Yeah,
Martin. Oh God, Micheál
Mm.
Martin.
Miho.
Horrible. It was we've never looked so weak. What happened to all the great Irish leaders? Michael Collins and Eamon de Valera, these great strong Irish orators.
Everyone's
Jim
petrified.
Larkin, raise your hands up, people, and so on. And now it's all little guys going, yeah, well, we're doing great and we love our relationship with the United States and everything's great and we're fine. We love
Well,
Donald
there's
Trump.
all those tax havens.
Yeah,
They
well,
have
that's
all
right.
the tax havens.
Yeah,
for
they don't
all
want they
the
don't want
US
Trump
tax-
going, okay, Airbnb, Facebook, Apple, get the fuck out.
Microsoft.
Then we're done. Then there is no more housing crisis in
It's
Ireland
all
because nobody
about
wants to
the
live there
money.
anymore.
It's all about the money. About
Money,
the
of
money.
course
About the
it's
money.
about the
It's
money.
all about the money. About the money.
Of
And if
course.
you are a guy that is centric about money, you're a cunt. And if your whole philosophy about patriotism and Americanism and global domination is about money, then you're just a bad person. And argue and bring it on, bitches. Bring on that argument. If that you're like, yeah, patriotism is that. No, it is not that.
No, it is not.
American
helping
was
helping
helping
people,
the bring
yeah.
bring me you're hungry, you're tired, you're poor,
your
you're
huddled
masses.
masses.
That's what
Exactly.
America was built upon, not about this new monetary.
Yeah, who's the
country that
richest
you
guy
go-
in the room?
No,
so we
it's
can suck
not
his
that.
cock.
So riddle me that, cunts. You will lose. You will lose, and it's just a joke. And there's people out there like, whatever. It's
Meet
ridiculous.
the new boss.
Same as the old boss. I mean, listen.
You know what's so
when the Who
boss?
were great, they were great.
When they were great, because they do that whole musical interlude thing with the
Sure.
whole keyboard thing. The
Takes
whole band
8
stops.
years to get there.
It takes 8 years. Then the fucking drums come back in, Keith Moon, and then it's the biggest scream. It's the biggest of all time.
The greatest
And
scream
then-
of all time.
Of all time. Then it kicks back into the beat, and they just go meet the new boss, same as
Same
the
as
old
the old
boss,
boss.
and then the song comes to an end.
Comes to an end. It's amazing.
Oh my god, it's so genius! Like, it's
Just
still
you might get
valid
more
today.
respect for Kiss when you hear that every show they've ever played in the last 30 years starts with "Won't Get Fooled Again," and right at the
Really?
scream, they play that
Kiss?
Kiss. They play "Won't Get Fooled Again," and then when he goes, "Yeah!" boom, then the show starts. Because the Who is one of Paul Stanley's favorite bands of all time, and he goes, "That's the greatest rock song ever written." It's his favorite. They'll go when the big "yeah" comes on. That's when the Kiss show starts. What's your favorite Who song? Mine is not that. Mine is "The Real Me." It's my favorite Who song.
The Real Me. No, I think Won't Get Fooled Again, just because of its
doesn't matter. Like
irreverence toward everything else that was normal. They were a bull in a china shop.
Plus, we're fighting in the streets with the children at our feet. I mean, it just so resonates with the Irish people as well.
I'm just thinking that we played with them. That's so fucked up, man. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
I can die happy.
You can die happy. Oh my god, what's going on here?
Twice or three twice.
What's that?
3 times. We played with them more than once.
Oh, you played with the Who a bunch of times. Yeah. So did you talk to the Who? Like,
We
and
didn't.
who you didn't?
No, Ado, our drummer, met Daltrey in the toilet, but we were all terrified, and we were in the garden in the back of one of the big venues. There was a garden, and Matt Schuster, our manager, comes over and goes, "Okay, listen, Peter's over there. He's sitting there. If you want to go talk to him, now is a good time, and he won't." And I was just like, I can't. Even though we're on the same stage. To Pete Townsend, I was just like, and also never meet your heroes. So that's probably it.
Well, I don't agree with that at all, because
you know,
I've only met one hero asshole, and the rest of them have been the greatest thing ever. So I don't believe that. I'd never believe that.
I've said this before. I'll say it again.
You met Geddy Lee, right?
When that fucker came, no, we didn't meet Rush. Rush ran out of. We never played with them, but we had that VIP thing, and we were next to the stage and everything. They ran out. It was
Neil
impossible.
ran like
they ran out. They're not interested. But no, when Townsend came on the first time we played with them, he came out. I mean, this man, he had a hunchback almost. He was so much shorter and past me, and they handed him his guitar, and I was like, there he goes. And I thought, how is this old man going to take on these 30,000 people? Oh my God. The second the guy just walked on, and I'm watching from the side, and I was like, oh God. You know, when God is as small as I am as great as he.
Oh yeah.
It was that.
Sure.
I there was the first time I understood the term rock god. Rock god. That's what it was.
Well, Pete Townsend is a rock.
It doesn't matter that he's whatever he was at the time, 60. I was like, it doesn't matter. He's 60, but all our penises are tiny right now.
Compared to that.
This guy is he is the king of the universe. And I was gobsmacked. And it was a very poignant moment to me, because I realized that stardom and rock goddom is a different thing. It's a mindset. It's something in your brain. It's nothing to do with your physique, your muscularity, or anything like that. It's something else. There's something else going on inside your head. And I witnessed that, and the whole thing made sense. The whole reason why there were, I don't know how many people were at the show.
20,000?
20, 30,000, whatever it was. The Borgata show was smaller. That was like 6,000-7,000.
That's 10,000 at Borgata.
Okay, 10.
I saw Sting there. It was that's a big arena. It's not like it's a little bit smaller than the Garden.
No, the other one was more kind of outdoorsy, whereas this one was indoorsy. Borgata was inside. But I just kind of went, there it is. Now I know. Now I know why. It just kind of made sense. And it didn't seem like luck at all that the band became the monsters that they
Well,
are. You know?
but it was though. I mean, the Beatles too, and let's talk about like the British invasion, the Beatles, and who else was part of that whole thing? The Who. I mean,
Floyd,
it had to be happenstance, but
Zeppelin.
Well, that's much later, obviously, because he was in the Yardbirds and all that stuff. But I mean, the Who are around so much longer than people think they were. They were an early 60s band, and they had like much different music. Pete Townsend is a visionary. He created that group. He's responsible for all of their music and their lyrics. Roger Daltrey's written just about nothing.
Oh, I know. It's all Townsend. I know.
It doesn't. I'm not trying
all
to
from
demean
his
him in any way.
crazy mind.
Yes.
And you realize that when you look at Floyd, you realize it was Waters, originally Barrett, but then Waters took the torch. Record. I don't care, but Barrett's
his influence is infinite.
His soul
went
through. Yeah. And it was that soul of the visionary, the torchbearer, the fearless. The fearless. Okay, the fucking fearless. Yeah. Because that you look at when I saw Roger how many times, and I went with Emmett one time. We went out to Jones Beach. It was a birthday gift, actually. He bought me a ticket, and I was just going, it's the vision. It's the vision of the man. It's all these lights, all these people, all this hullabaloo. Everything started with the vision in this man's mind, and it just hits you like a diamond bullet in the forehead. It's a big realization.
This whole category is very difficult for you and I, and especially the Roger people, because we're Roger people. And because I have zero.
Look, Gilmore's an amazing musician, and they're all incredible musicians.
Who doesn't love Roger? Who doesn't love Dave Gilmour? One of the greatest, amazing. And I love the fact that when the Wall tour started, like, David showed up and they were friendly, and then shit got ugly. But it all comes down to money. It's not about politics, because people don't realize that politically, David Gilmour completely agrees with Roger Waters. His wife, however, David Gilmour's wife, has a very big mouth, and she makes these ridiculous statements. But at the end of the day, both Roger Waters and David Gilmour both believe in the plight of the Palestinian people. She, however, decided to use the anti-Semite card and ruin everything for everybody. And she also wrote all the lyrics for The Division Bell and Momentary Lapse of Reason. If you're looking for some great poetry and some absolutely incredible lyricism,
don't let your wife into that. Why let your wife into that stuff? Don't leave your wife.
Because that's what he had. Because David is not a lyricist.
The reason
he's great at what he does. Know who you are on the fucking tree. Know where you fall on the chain. And David Gilmour is one of the greatest. He's a great chord writer and an amazing, one of the most greatest. We're all so grateful for the world of David Gilmour, but he's not a songwriter. He's not really.
Because he doesn't have the vision that Roger has. Roger has the vision.
Roger's an old crazy man now, and I get it, and that's fine.
Everybody gets old and crazy.
They all do. But listen, they were aligned politically for the longest time. And then, it's just gotten so stupid. But Polly Sampson needs to fuck the fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
You crazy bitch. It's just so ridiculous. Like, we remember when we went to see The Wall? You and I went to see The Wall, and I don't, God know, was it 2009 or 2010?
In Shea Stadium.
No, it was Yankee Stadium. We went to the Bronx.
In Yankee Stadium.
It was a long time ago. And we were so... Like, were those O'Malley tickets? We got amazing seats.
Oh, Ian probably hooked us up. Yeah,
he had to, right? Because we went to see Peter Gabriel like the year before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Amazing.
Yeah, there were Ian tickets as well. Yeah,
we were so close to the stage, and when you go to see like a thing like The Wall, you probably are better off to sit in the shit nosebleeds
at the back.
Because all the shit happens there. Like, this plane came and we didn't know about it until fucking it hit the wall. We didn't know anything about it. And like it took forever for that shit to happen. But like that show was crazy. But later on, like David Gilmour came out and did like they were still cool then. And then like his wife just fucked that whole thing up. Listen, at the end of the day, Rick Wright is dead. Pink Floyd is dead. They got together for what was that? Live 8?
Yeah.
Look, aren't we lucky that that happened? The Beatles never got to do that, and we're probably better off that they never did. You know, it's just stupid. How did we get onto this?
Anyway, I don't know. Here, Robbie, that wine's hitting you. I think you're being
no. I'm as sober as a judge right now. Am I slurring?
You always say that. I'm sober as a judge.
I switched about a half an hour ago. I switched from wine to Diet Coke because I was like, I felt a little, yeah. Because I don't like being drunk. I love a buzz. I love a great buzz where I feel like I have something to say. But once I get a little drunk, then I'm just like, it's time for me to check out.
I haven't been drunk in years. I haven't been drunk.
Drunk. I can tell you the last time I was drunk. I picked a fight with Paul. We were in Milan. And it was 2015. And we were drinking Massolino Barolo. And it was my birthday.
Okay, well, it's your birthday and you can cry if you want to. Right?
Yeah, well, I was an asshole. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, like I will take complete ownership of assholedom. I never remember because
most people get a little assholey when they're drunk. Some people get funnier and more fun.
No, yeah, look, usually I am that, but I don't know what happened that night, but something set me off and I was just a bit of a douche. We wound up at the Stazione.
You're not a heavy drinker, so you don't.
I'm not, but I probably drank a bottle and a half by myself of Massolino Barolo. And his cousin Davide was there, whom I love, and Stefania, all his cousins were there. And we wound up taking a long walk down to the Centrale, or Stazione Centrale in Milan, which is the most beautiful train station I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
And we were there, and we had a long talk, and I just basically apologized all the time because I was just being curt.
Yeah.
I don't like being curt with people. I'm a very apologetic mean drunk. If I ever get mean,
drunkenness, people get drunk all the time and make idiots of themselves, say stupid stuff. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy because it even happened recently. I was finishing that video and trying to find my way, trying to find your way through that fucking forest to make a sense of the story and make it flow and all of that. And I just love to get a bit of buzz on me so I get a little free and a little like courageous in my edit.
Buzz is everything, man.
But I can't do it. And that doesn't mean I'm not drinking. I'm going through bottles and bottles and bottles of stuff. Like the guys who pick up the trash here in the street, they're probably wondering
if you're dead,
who is this motherfucker? Like that's a lot of fucking bottles, but I can't get drunk. I don't
get drunk anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I haven't been. The last time I was drunk was a New Year's Eve, and I was on Tim Wright's stream, and I had 7 bottles of wine.
Whoa.
It was New Year's Eve, I think, and it was it was a long day and a lot of celebrations, and I was over in the piazza and stuff, and I came back and it was midnight, and I came on with the boys. They were the bad old days, and I think I was drunk that night, but it's really. I think I would need to drink an entire bottle of gin and then sip away on a wine to be somewhere near drunk. That's how bad it is now. Isn't that crazy? And how many times have we been on streams? And I'll say the following day, oh yeah, I was fairly well on, and you're like,
I didn't see that
at all. Right?
I've honestly seen you drunk.
I need to just stop for like a year.
I'm trying to think.
I've
said this because listen, I'm a barman. I've been around people who drink my whole life. I've seen you drunk. The only thing you ever do,
times, right?
The only thing you ever do when you get drunk is get slightly arrogant.
Well, I'm not arrogant in any way, right?
No,
As a
no, no, no,
person.
no, no, no. But I mean, it's like, okay, well, listen, like, I'm not talking about any cunty shit or any of that stuff. I'm talking about like where you might just like not be willing to listen to reason, and it's very rare. Twice.
It's a drunk thing. That's drunk people.
And that's twice, and that's in 30, almost 30 years of knowing.
And how much booze is consumed.
But I don't know.
Regardless.
Like, because I've drank with you a trillion times and we've drank 800,000 bottles of wine, but I've never seen you fall down drunk ever.
Fall down? No,
it's never.
Really hard.
I've never seen you incapacitated drunk.
Yeah, irate and argumentative. Sure.
Well, that's your go-to, baby.
yeah. Irate and argumentative, but like unreasonable irate and argumentative.
No.
Rarely in the past 15 years. Maybe I can count it maybe on one hand.
Never seen you pass out.
You're looking at a person
on somebody's couch.
Yeah, but you're looking at a person who's like, if you drank as much as I did, you would probably be in hospital every day.
I just drank.
That's what I'm saying. Like even
myself,
even the past week, like me, they're going, okay, it's the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get this fucking head. Oh God, I need to just get out of my head. And there's no booze left in the house. I finished it all, and I'm fucking.
Do you crave booze?
No, I don't crave it. No,
I know you don't. No. I know you don't. You want it, but you don't crave it.
Some alcoholics, they get up in the morning, they have a drink. It's out of the question for me.
It's like people who wake up in the morning and lean over to their side table and light up a cigarette. Oh,
that's crazy to me too.
Jesus,
I can't smoke a cigar during the day. No, I can't.
Like that, like when you watch like Bill Holden in a movie, and he's like, he's in bed with Britt Eklund, and he rolls over, wakes up, and lights a cigarette. Like, oh God, that must suck. No, but the first thing I want in the morning is I want to run to my espresso machine and just go. Oh.
I can't look at booze before 7 or 8 in the evening. I can't. No. It's not interesting to me at all. I want just coffee. But no, I was with a girl one time. She used to be a big model and all of that, and then she kind of got to that point in her life. Now she's not doing big modeling jobs anymore, and classic New Yorker with a big flashy apartment and all that. And sometimes, like, I talk to her at 11 a.m. She's already had half a bottle of white wine. And I'm like, it's not even noon. Like, you're already slurry, and we're not even at noon yet, darling. Like, that's fucking
day drinking, and before noon is not day drinking, by the way. That's breakfast drinking.
Yeah.
I hate day drinking. I don't get it. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
I hate it.
No, I don't like to be.
And we did it in front of your brother's apartment on 49th Avenue. We used to sit in front of.
I play along, when it's there's some stuff happening. I don't know.
Dana likes a good day drink.
Let's go to the winery. I was just saying recently on one of my Who Needs a Drink shows that the California Napa Sonoma Valley stuff, the wine country culture. Every time I've gone with people out there, I can't play along because like they'll pick you up at 9:30, 10 a.m. or earlier to drive out to wine country. By 10:30 a.m. you have a glass of Moet Chandon in your hand. Like it's all day drinking, and all the wineries stop at around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I'm like, I don't want to look at alcohol, If you want to meet tonight, let's all go out tonight and I'll close the bar. But I'm not doing this in the day.
I mean, I've never been a big fan of even the mimosa parade. Like, because I feel like the daytime is like, I just want to get coffee. I want to get clarity and stuff. But like when you are like super duper fucked up, like in the afternoon, it just completely ruins the rest
calm
of the
down.
Yeah.
When's that going to happen? 6 in the evening? I don't want to calm down at 6. I want to pass out and wake up the next day and regret everything I want to do
my drinking and then leave.
Yeah, and fall asleep. I want to have to face my own pathetic reality, at 5 or 6 in the evening as I come down. So what have I got to do? I got to keep drinking all the way through.
No, so listen. I've never been a day drinker in my
I'm
life.
gonna
You,
be
like, you know me
drinking
better than anybody. But
turpentine by the end of the evening.
who
Just to
introduced
get
me
a
to day
buzz.
drinking? Dana O'Malley. By
Yeah.
going to her house, and we sat outside on lawn chairs, and
Yeah,
we
she likes
created the
it,
sidewalk
day
drinking. So we did that for years and met people. Met
I wouldn't do it
friends.
though in the day. I'd arrive in the
No,
evening.
you were
remember?
rarely, if ever.
You're always there,
person.
and I'd arrive in the evening with some
Yeah,
nice
you'd show up
bottles.
at 7 o'clock with some
Yeah.
like hot girl.
And then we get food and anyway. Now, I will say this as a disclaimer for the 90 people left in the room finding this interesting. I don't know how you are. What I consider drunk and what a lot of people consider drunk are different things. Like a lot of people might say, "Oh, Oisin's drunk right now." You know what I mean? I'm sure.
I mean,
a couple
listen,
of whiskeys.
look,
but, like,
ready for that?
to
I
me,
just
it's
drank an
like-
entire bottle of wine myself. And like, while I might to you, like, it's hard for me to say because I just drank that bottle of wine. But like, I don't know what level of cognizance is impaired. Would I get behind the wheel of a car? No. Could we talk about astrophysics and stuff like that? Probably to some degree, and then probably I would fail on a lot of shit. But I don't feel wasted. But you know, like, it's
you
all
get a little slurry and you get a little
sure.
bit. Yeah.
Sure. I'm like, I love you, man.
Melly C is saying, day drinking is okay when it's on holidays. Yeah. I think if I went on like a cruise or something, there would be no other option other than to
Would
just
you do a
constantly
cruise?
drink.
Is that
No, I couldn't do it.
Okay, so I live with the king of ships, right?
It'd be
King of airplanes.
hard for me.
We've talked about
Yeah.
this, and he's been on the Oprah cruise, and you know, when Oprah retired her show, his cousin was a big employee of that show, so he got to go on the Oprah Mediterranean cruise. She took one of the biggest ships in the world, and they went.
That's
Anyway,
right.
long story. I have zero interest in getting on a ship and being on there for 7 days and hitting bars and
Cocktail
buffets.
bar by the pool every day.
Yeah. I would rather shoot myself in the head than go to a buffet. It's like Vegas. What the fuck? My idea of a great time away from home is a street sign I can't read, some ancient block, and some crazy 2,000-year-old building, and all that stuff. Like being on some Pacific Princess with, you know, like people with masks and escargot and all that shit.
It's a floating toilet.
It's a floating fucking toilet
with a cinema and a pool.
Thanks, man.
No, thanks.
I'm like, I might
There are
consider
fancy ones though. There are fancy high
the
level
Cunard Ocean, the transatlantic voyages. Like, you know, we're into ships. We tried to save the SS United States, which, by the way, Donald Trump is talking about the SS United States.
Is he?
He is.
You're gonna love him if he saves the SS United States.
I
man.
might suck his dick if he fucking saves the SS United. I might be like, yeah, Trump is my guy. I mean, listen,
Hey.
20 years of my life. You know what? At the end of the day, I'd be like, I'm not going to do that because I don't think he has one. But anyway, imagine a transatlantic voyage on the Cunard, like the Queen Mary or the Victoria, one of the great ships, and dressing up at night and going out to
Well, I
dinner.
met a couple.
Yeah.
I went out with a couple who are relatives of someone we know. 6 months ago here, and they were on a cruise, but it was like 150 people on the cruise. It was like it was a flashy ship. It was a very nice, high level thing.
Sure.
And it was kind of tasteful, and there was like Michelin star restaurants, and it wasn't the buffet. It wasn't like a silly
Buffets are for the unwashed.
It wasn't like the 3,000 people all squeezed onto this big floating hotel toilet thing. It was something a little classier. And they're not cruise people, but they were saying it was kind of decent because it was kind of a different level. I don't think you could ever pay me to get on one of those big nonsense things.
No.
LEC, I worked on cruise ships, and day drinking is professional sport.
I hate day drinking. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I mean, listen, I guess if I had nowhere to report to, like, I've done it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my friends.
Yeah, I've done it plenty too.
I love my friends. And listen, I'm a little bit proud of what we did on 49th Avenue at Emin and Dana's when they lived there. We used to put the lounge chairs out and people would come and join us that we did not know. That was kind of fun.
How daytime was that? Wasn't that evening?
No, it was 1 a.m.
It was day.
1 in
It was
the
day?
afternoon.
Oh shit!
It
No, I
was.
didn't- I
It
didn't
was
come-
early.
I didn't come
And
to any of those.
I think the longest I've ever drunk in my life was one day where we got there at 11 a.m. Dana and I made some snacks, and I brought some snacks, and she's amazing. She's an amazing party giver. So she did some stuff, and we put stuff out. I brought stuff. She brought stuff. And I think we wound up leaving there at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. It was the longest continuous drink fest. But but people dropped in and like, hi, who are you? I'm Brad and I'm Sally and blah blah blah. And it was a thing.
Fair enough.
It was cool.
You know, the Italians do it here on a Sunday when friends decide, they go, hey, let's do Sunday.
Yeah.
You have to know that you're getting into a thing. You're going to meet them at 10:30 a.m. at some bar where everyone's meeting before they drive up into the Italian hills for lunch at noon. And they start opening Prosecco at 10:30 a.m. They'll do drinks all through the afternoon with dinner, with lunch, and then after drinks like grappa and whatever, and coffee. And then they'll all drive off and then meet at a different restaurant down in the city and continue. They'll do the entire day. And I always say to them, I've been on a few of those things and it's too much for me.
Yes.
And they'd all laugh at me going, oh, how come the Irishman can't keep up with us, because the Veneti, the people from Veneto are the hardest drinkers on earth. And they may, in fact, be. But I will.
How about the Veneti and the fucking Irish?
Yeah, so but that's what I'm saying. They're looking at the Irishman going, how come we can't keep up? But I'm just like, I'm done. I've got all this fucking Prosecco everywhere. I'm done with this shit. So often I'd say to them, when they'd be like, we're all doing a Sunday, there's 18 of us, and we're all going to go to this big agriturismo in the mountains or whatever. I'd be like, pick me up at 7. Bring me on the second half of the wave. I'll take the second wave, the evening thing. I'll do that. And I'll keep going. We'll go till 5 a.m. and I'll do the shots and I'll drink everybody under the table. But don't bring me out before noon and hand me a glass of champagne. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've labeled
the whole agriturismo thing. For people who don't know what that is, it's like basically a farm that raises their own products, and they also usually have a couple of rooms to let.
The big long tables.
Big long tables.
Fields.
So the greatest experience that I've ever had, and I'm sure your brother and your sister will probably attest to this, was Paul, last time we were in Le Marque, he wanted to thank all of his family and friends for all the incredible kindness that they've extended to him over the years. So he rented out this agriturismo, and I don't know how I just did that. And so it was about 50 people, and we had, drinks, wine, red, white, Prosecco, all the shit, desserts, a birthday cake for Ella, amazing. Nice. And it was the greatest experience because it's so comune. It's like it was amazing amounts of people.
You've spoken about this before. Like huge family.
It was so magical without any kind of
Italian family gatherings are a thing. They all do them here. It's a part of their lifestyle. It's a beautiful thing. It's lovely on a Sunday afternoon.
We don't have that. We don't
25
have
people at a long big table. But I was just thinking, if and when you move over to Italy, I think your drinking is going to go up. I think you're
drink more.
Yeah, I think your alcohol consumption
drink every day. Well, thank you.
I'm not saying that you'll be drunk all the time. I'm just saying that we're
gonna drink more.
The units of alcohol drink
for that.
Because it's so much cheaper.
I drink once a week.
Maybe. Yeah, you're gonna be drinking probably.
Maybe I drink on iBashers Friday because it's our show and that's what we do. But I do not drink during the week. We drink.
First of all,
we drink San Pellegrino every week, all week long.
It's the age as well that you guys will be over
here. I want to
drink
more.
Yeah. You'll be having more
Sure.
often. You'll be having spritzes in the piazza and meeting with friends, and then there'll be the weekend meetups and the dinners, and there'll just be wine around and spritzes and
I welcome all of that.
and stuff like that.
I don't want to drink.
I'm not saying you'll be a
less.
flaming
wanna drink more.
alcoholic. I'm just saying you'll just.
I'm not
it'll just be
capable.
around a lot
It's not in
more.
my DNA to be an alcoholic. I'm just like that would happen in my 20s when I was in a rock band. I enjoy alcohol, and I've always said this a million times about anything that people are addicted to. I've never done drugs in my life. However, everything is great as long as you know how to control it. You know what? I'm grateful for like the fact that I love great wine, and I'm not a big booze guy, but I don't poo-poo. I don't ever poo-poo anybody's crap because that's what they do. But however, if it ever becomes a problem, that's an issue. So like just know your limits, and a lot of people don't. Like if I ever tried Coke, and I've said this a million times, dude, I'd be the biggest cokehead ever because I'm addicted to freaking stem Diet Coke and espresso. I want to get
Just stick to espresso.
possible as ever. They don't have Diet Coke in Europe, so I'll have to switch to Coke Zero, which I hate. Which
You're gonna have
means
to switch to something.
I'm done, bro. I'm done with the Diet Coke. I will be relieved of that addiction, which it is. Here it is, right here. I'm addicted to this crap.
How much do you go through a week? Bottles and bottles.
Oh, I don't know. I go through, I don't know, a lot.
Wow.
I'm like, you think you know people who are on drugs or on alcohol? No, it's nowhere near that shit. I could drink about 5 of these a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know what it is, because do I think it tastes great? No, but when I crack open an ice cold one, I go,
oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's whatever's in there, I'll be the first guy to die from it. But you know, like people talk about smoking and they talk about alcohol or drugs. I believe, because have you ever seen a person who's addicted to Diet Coke that's super skinny? No. It's all these like sad fat people.
It's true.
It's
So
so
you want to wrap
true.
up the show?
Yeah. We're well over
Yeah.
the point. Thank you so much. Let's go see what's going on with this. Wow, so many beautiful people in the. Why is this not working for me right now? Oh, there it is. Okay. Andrew Wolkowicz, Dean, Ray, Gabari, you were amazing tonight. Thank you so much, Mart. We love you. Eddie, you're a crazy person.
Eddie,
you're
legend.
so crazy. Let's go do heroin together. DG, so David Gutierrez, great to see you. If I was ever going to wind up in on a railroad tracks with somebody, it's going to be Eddie. Nathaniel Hannon, Gabari again. Time to unwind. So great to see you in the room, and congratulations on your weight loss, Eddie. Sharon, I don't know what to say about you. You're like the most beautiful thing ever. Ray, Nathaniel Hannon, JHB, Gabari, JHB again. And do you know Bitter? I asked you this earlier. Has this guy ever showed up on your show? Bitter Irish Begrudger?
No, he could be a troll. I don't know.
I might very well be, but
maybe not.
He's been on my show a couple times this week. Make believe, nah. I prefer to watch real life. Watch the rocket launch of the Astros. I don't know who you are, but thank you for the $5. Thank you, Ray, Tarantino, amazing. Andre Levchin, Eddie, amazing, and Miami Manny. You guys are amazing. You good? What do you got going on this week? Anything fun? Yashin?
I'm relaxing over the weekend. I have to do a video on the Rolex leaks. I have other videos on the
Those are
pipeline.
fake, though. There's nothing real about any of those. Do you think there is?
Probably not. Probably
I mean,
not.
I think that's
I have
all.
to do the Pascal video finally. These Pascal watches. I'm waiting for that.
I was talking to Danny L, our good friend Danny L.
Yeah.
And you know, he wants a great dress watch, and he wants a 1908.
Oh, nice.
But he said something very poignant, and I think I have to agree with him. Dress watches are either white dial or black dial. I think he might be right. Because, you know, the blue dial with the guilloche is beautiful, but it might be not like a classic dress watch. What do you think?
He might have a point.
I think he might. Anyway, that's my point. Miami Manny, thank you so much. Machine, thanks for a great show.
Yeah, man.
Fun times, guys. Amazing. I'll be back with you on Sunday for Mass. Are we doing a show on Monday? Do we know yet? Or we'll find out. We'll find out. Listen, at the end of the day, Watch Fashion Police is the elusive thing. We never know. I'll see you guys on Sunday for Watch Fashion Police.
Cool.
Thanks to Sheena Malley and all the amazing people and all the beautiful people who come in here. Remember to keep the door open. Remember to not be so judgmental. You never know what people are going through, unless at the end of the day, you have no idea what people are going through, unless, of course, they prove themselves to be a total what? A total what? A total what? Say it again. Give it to me, Oisin.